All right, brother. Ready to get into it?
Let's go.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Coach Carter podcast, the first episode back for 2022. My name is Benny, and on behalf of Blakey and myself, we just really hope that everybody had a safe and happy holiday with their friends and family. How'd you go, bro, over the festive season?
Quiet.
Hey, that's good.
Nah, just spending heaps of time with the family, friends. We had everyone at mum and dad's and did the normal Christmas thing, so it was good, man.
That's what we want to hear.
Drank too much, ate too much.
That sounds like exactly like mine.
Did you even have Christmas if you didn't do that?
Nah, I don't think so. You're not doing it right.
Nah, exactly.
Yeah. I don't have kids yet, so I don't get to open up the presents. My presents are my beers.
It doesn't change.
Yeah, bro. So obviously, welcome back to the podcast, ladies and gentlemen. We thought, why not come into the first episode of the new year with a guest, a special guest episode? With a special guest. We thought, why not try and reach out to the Gold Coast Titans, and we asked for David Fafita, but unfortunately we're not big enough yet. So we asked for Tino.
Mate,
and we got Jarrod Wallace
instead. You've gone
instead.
for fucking two bums. What are you talking about? David and Tino.
Yeah. Oh, Ricken, eh?
No, Tino's funny. Davey,
small boys.
Yeah. Tino, I don't know. Davey, I don't know how much you get out of, but Tino, he talks.
Loves a chat.
He loves a chat. Yeah,
that's what we want.
Yeah.
He actually follows the page and everything, so I'd love to meet him. So hopefully.
Well, I'll try and get him down here one day. I'll try and bring a few of the boys.
Maybe a trade day here and there.
Oh, hey, there's one coming up too.
That's it.
Bring it in.
That's it. But all jokes aside, guys, we have one of the informed front rowers from last season on and off the field.
Yeah.
And it brings me great pleasure to be sitting down with former Brisbane Broncos and Queensland Maroon front rower, current Gold Coast Titans front rower, the one and only Jarrod.
Yes, thank you for having me. I feel privileged. First 2022 episode, nice, right? And guest.
Mate, absolute pleasure.
Thank you for having me.
Welcome anytime, my man.
Yeah.
Obviously, this is our second sort of stint at trying to interview you. We probably didn't get you the best time of last year, and we also didn't really hype it up enough. So we reached out to the fans as well and asked for their input in today's podcast. I'm really looking forward to asking a few questions.
Plus we have Blakey, who I think he ran out of the room 8 times to go to the bathroom. So we had to stop talking. He just ruined the flow. So I see you've brushed him today.
He was getting in his flow, wasn't he?
You've brushed him today, so I reckon we'll be sweet today, bro.
So shout out to Blakey. He is on the tools. He's working hard. Trying to get over the Christmas slump, I think. might have drank too many beers.
Crypto hasn't gone off for him yet.
So he won't be joining us today, but it's going to be a fun episode anyway, because we're going to go through Jarrod's career. We're going to be talking about what's been going on with the card side of things, and just get into it.
Yeah, nice.
Alrighty, bro, how has your off season been so far this year? Obviously, we were in a bit of a lockdown last week. Gold Coast got hit pretty bad with COVID lockdowns. How's the last couple of weeks been for you?
Yeah, it's been good, man. Obviously, pre-Christmas and that it was pretty normal. We're just doing the normal thing, pre-season training. Then just kind of went into that Christmas break, and the day before we went back, we had to all do a COVID test because obviously how bad it got on the GC, and
they didn't trust you, bro.
No,
Show me proof.
I wouldn't have either. I'm surprised they get tested more often.
COVID's the last thing they need to worry about when they're testing the boys.
And so we all got tested, and I the next day around probably 3-4 o'clock, I get this message come through. You've tested positive, and I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
And then I started stressing. I'm like, I can't be the only one. Surely I can't be the only one. And I was like, I know I've been with guys over the last few weeks, and they've been with me, and surely they've got it. And anyways, it comes through.
Everyone's waiting for to text each other
and I won't say anything. It was just dead quiet on the WhatsApp and that. And then Davey Fafita goes, oh boys, I've got it.
Oh, the leader.
Be honest, who's got it? And then it just started going ting, 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 ting. And then there was 22 of us that all had COVID.
I saw it because I think you called me up in the week. You're like, 18 of us. And then I scrolled through my feed. I saw 22. I was like, holy shit.
So 22.
Out of how many man squad?
There's 30.
Holy fuck.
So there was
what
22.
are those 8 up to, eh?
Nah, so Brimo and Toby Sexton and Tommy Weaver, so another 3, they had it 2 or 3 weeks before, so they'd already had it.
So
there's like, what, 25?
Okay.
And then on Friday, there was 4 boys. So there was Tino, Sam Mack, Jamin Jolliffe, and other young Jojo Fafita. He went down as well, close contacts. Oh. So there was, on Friday last week, there was 4 players in training, bro.
So they still held training?
Yeah, for the guys that didn't have it. So there was
solid.
All bar, so there was 2 or 3 coaches that got it. And look, I think, yeah, everyone was bound to get it, obviously, with how bad it was on the coast. And I'm just glad we got it now.
Yeah, 100%.
So got the 7 days
before
out of the way before the season. We don't need to be tested now for like 6 weeks, which is gold. But yeah, it took a hit. But obviously, it sounded worse for us because, 22, 24 players got it. But we were lucky that no one got it previous. We went through all last year, all through preseason, like before Christmas, everything. And then it just sounds worse that we had more than everyone else because we just all got it at once.
Well, exactly right. Melbourne and Sydney, just the states in general, not necessarily the teams, but they've been copping it over the last few months, especially.
Yeah. Well, they're like, Broncos only had 16 and Cowboys only had 12.
We had a breakout here.
Yeah, we had a breakout here, but 2, there was like 6 or 7 guys that got it before Christmas and things like that. So we just all kind of got hit at once. But like I said, good to get it out of the way, get it done, and then we can focus now. We've got 6 weeks until our first trial, and start ripping in. So
cool.
Which for a preseason, like 6 weeks of just flat out is plenty.
Yeah, 100.
And we've still got the base. Like I tell you what, though, first day back today, bro.
I was gonna ask
it felt like day one of preseason. I was just doing the little warm up, and honestly, I was like fucking puffing and panting. I was like, "Have we started training yet? Like, this is bullshit." I looked around. I was like, "I can't be the only one." The boys are down on their hands and knees, so I was like, "God, it's not just me." It's all good. So all the boys were walking around cooked because I think there was 12 of us. Was
there anyone worse than the other in terms of the symptoms?
No, I don't know. Like for me, I just had like a light cough, bro. And like I said, like when I got it, it was kind of after that, New Year's break and things. So I just thought I was a bit dusty and hungover. So I didn't really think anything of it. And then I think what I've heard, Kevin Proctor, I think, got it pretty bad, but he's obviously got like his nose is cooked, his throat's cooked. So then when you take his lungs out, apparently he was just short of breath the whole time. Like,
his struggles on the best of days.
From the fucking COVID symptoms, couldn't breathe. His
fucking
nostrils.
COVID, man. They give me the sniffles every now and then too.
So I reckon, I think he got it pretty bad, but like no one was like hospitalised. So we're pretty lucky. Everyone was double vaxxed and has been doing the right thing, so it's good.
It sounds like Jarrod doesn't get COVID. COVID gets Jarrod.
Exactly. That's right, bro. Because I should have, let's be honest, I probably should have had it 6 or 7 weeks ago. Like we went out for our Christmas party, went out that night, and then the manager rings me the next day and goes, "Hey man, I'm so sorry to tell you this, but like I've got COVID." I'm like, fuck. So like we went back, like we partied that night with him, went back to like a house with him. Like we'd got it for sure.
Yep.
And then 3 boys tested positive, and then there was about 8 of us that tested negative, and I was one of them. I was like, that's scared of me.
I've got to do more. I've got to do more next time.
Exactly.
Oh, that's hilarious, bro. All right, my man. Well, let's get into a bit of agenda. Like I said, we're going to talk a bit about your early life. I was having fun on Wikipedia yesterday, doing my mahi, doing a little bit of research for you, mate. Yeah. But born and raised on the Gold Coast, for the first few years, and then moved to Coffs or Penn. Sorry, I've got it written down here. Moved to Coffs at 13, was it? Yeah. Yeah.
So I was born and bred on the coast. So I lived there. I was born in the old Gold Coast Hospital in Southport. Yeah. So I'm an original OG Gold Coaster. Yeah. But when I was 12, because my old boy was a footballer, captain, coach, played New South Wales country and all that sort of stuff. So we moved to Mudgee out near Bathurst and Dubbo for 2 years actually.
Okay.
Did a stint out in the bush and kind of get around like I'm a bush boy now, which I'm nowhere near, but I'd love to be.
Back to a city boy.
Yeah. And then once we kind of moved on there, Dad signed at Sawtell Panthers in Coffs Harbour. So lived there for 6 years and had a pretty good stint, and was lucky enough to actually play my first grade game with my dad at 16.
No way.
Yeah, so I was 16 years old. Fuck, thought I was killing it, like playing juniors and that. And then one day, Dad's come up to me and goes, "You ready to step up the big boys yet?" I was like, "What do you mean? Like playing 18s at 16?" I thought that was a step up. Yeah, I was only 16 playing against like 20-year-olds.
100.
And then he's like, yeah, I'm going to give you a crack at first grade this week. I'm like, you're kidding. All right. Sweet.
Hey.
Got in there and had a crack and played most of the year.
Wow.
Yeah, so I was playing under 18s and then I'd have a break between what reserve grade played. Then I'd go and play a full game of first grade.
No way. Were you front row back then too?
Yeah, bro. So
Yeah, wow.
I literally
and what was the old man?
I used to he was front row.
Oh, no way.
So I've got a photo in a scrum of me
Dude.
and him literally packing up front together.
Oh, that's
So,
iconic.
yeah,
We need to get a hold of that.
Yeah, I think I got it on my phone
Oh,
somewhere. I've got it, but that's why I've always said I've got 2 younger brothers, and when I retire from NRL, we're going to do a stint. I'm going to bring Dad back out of retirement to play all 4 together.
Hey,
it'll be fucking pretty cool.
Yeah, that's gun as well. I guess some of the listeners might not know too much about your old man and who he used to play for and everything like that. Just give us a little bit of an insight on him as a player, because I'm a bit younger. I've only really grown up watching you and Peter Wallace, but
my old man, my uncles, my granddad all played at Runaway Bay back in the day, so that's why I obviously started when I was 4 as well. Started at Runaway Bay Seagulls there, and
I could barely walk at 4, bro.
Yeah, and my old boy, he was pretty handy. He always rubs it into me. He got a contract at the Bulldogs when he was 18, I think he said. And just as he was about to go there, he found out he was pregnant with me. Like, that mum was pregnant with me, so he pulled out. And never went down there. He stayed and worked and looked after me and stuff like that. He always rubs that into me and says that I ruined his career and stuff like that. So, but no, he was a handy footballer. 80-minute front row, old school. Learned pretty much everything I know from playing with him. He played 10 years of country footy, went to France, played over in France with country footy, played with some of the best NRL players to get around, Mark Gasnier, Matt Cooper. When they played for New South Wales in 2001 was when that Alfie scored that wicked try. He was playing reserve grade for New South Wales. And he literally, Ben Ross was his front row partner, played for Penrith. Like I said, Matt Cooper he was only 19-year-old kid or something like that, playing in the centres. I look back, Matty Peterson, Sideshow Bob, that played
little bit early,
played at the Gold Coast. He was the winger. Some of the stars that were in
Who
the
was
team.
the one that I'm thinking of is the Melbourne Storm? He had the big afro.
Melbourne Storm, big afro.
It'll come to me. Matt.
Oh no, Matt King.
Matt King. Yeah.
So they're kind of similar. But he's a Gold Coast boy as well. But,
okay.
He was pretty handy back in the day, and I was lucky that Dad was best mates with Scotty Sattler, and they played together back in the day. And,
unreal.
That was when Sats was the scout at the Titans. And Scotty was talking about it one day and just asked how if I was playing and going any good, and Dad said, he's playing first grade with me and blah blah, and they snuck down one day and watched me and played a game, and obviously went all right, and they come up to me and were like, we'd love to sign you and give me a contract, and fucking said, take that home, have a read of it, and I think I was signed it then and there. I was like, I don't need to read it. I'm fucking
So how old would you have been then? And was that a 20s contract?
So it was actually a school-based contract. So I would have been 15, 16. So I think I got signed for like $1,000. And I was like, I'm
gonna ask.
Balling. Balling. I was like, $1,000.
Yeah, is that for the year?
Bro, for 3 years. That's what I got for 3 years there. And I was like, I'm balling. $1,000 at 15. Like, I'm flying.
True.
Gold,
That is a lot of money for
I would have signed
15.
for nothing. It was a school-based contract. I would have signed for nothing. And
Imagine if OnlyFans was around when you were younger, bro. You'd be making mozza. You'd be like $1,000. I'll wipe my ass with $1,000, baby.
I will literally, because that was that year, for obviously playing first grade with my dad. It was the first time that I'd ever been paid to play footy, and I didn't know.
Yeah, you didn't.
And I was just playing footy all year.
I
got like a sign-on bonus to start, to be in the starting team, which Dad probably jagged a little bit. He probably knew, and I didn't realise. He goes, I think I got like an extra $400.
I won't tell him.
Yeah. He goes, I'm going to start him this week. I only started that 1 week. And then I just remember Dad come home one day. He goes, I've got your check. I was like, check for what? He goes, for footy this year. And I was like, what? And he goes, it's $1,400, 15. I was 16. I was like, holy fuck, I'm balling. And then my $1,000 NRL contract. I was like, we're like $2,000 in the bank. I'm killing it, bro.
I'm off.
I'm moving out. See you later.
Can you remember what you spent one of your big like purchases at that time was, or did you save it?
I got because I got my first car.
Oh, nice.
When I was
what was that?
16. Holden Commodore. I bought off my auntie because they moved to Dubai.
Yeah.
And I remember they sold it to me for $4, and mum and dad obviously said, like, you know, when you buy your first car, we'll go halvesies. So I had my $2,000 for my footy and my thing, and I kind of just
buy some rims with the extra 400.
It lasted me like fucking. Bro, I still had it when I come to the Gold Coast in like 2019 or something like that. Like 2018. I mean, sorry, in 2008, 2009. So like it lasted me for ages, bro. So
yeah.
It was a decent little car, but yeah. So that's how it kind of got me first NRL contract.
Well, obviously, just going back to when you sort of made your debut with your old man. Do you remember anyone that you were going up against that was a like? What was that like for you? Like, was there any guns on the other side that cracked NRL that stood out to you? Or
yeah, so. I don't know if you know, he played at the Titans and things like that. Albert Kelly.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, so
back up at Broncos.
Yeah, Albert. Yeah, so now he's at Broncos. So that's right.
Yep.
Yeah, so he's he was my age, and
they were saying he was going to be like. There are still people that will argue that he's the best footballer some people have ever seen.
Probably one of the smartest footballers I've ever come across.
Yeah,
him and Cody Walker.
Yeah, really.
Right, tough as nails.
Have you played with Cody?
Smart. Yeah, so he played my first year at 20s here. He was our halfback. And bro, unbelievable. Like just. So footy smart, so gun, like just freak, cranky old fucker, but he's fucking.
I guess you don't see it on the field as much these days as well because he took on that ball runner role and steered away from that because obviously Reynolds is that type of player.
But that's the type of player that he is. Like he's
he can
runner,
adapt.
He's a gun, bro. Like honestly. So yeah, Albert Kelly, him. Obviously, like going through rep footy and that. Like I didn't play very much rep footy actually, like because all the schools I went to didn't really have footy in this thing, and
you were cracking at early ages as well.
Well, no, I never got picked for rep teams or anything like that. So, but like Ryan, I remember playing against like Ryan James in a comp one day, like Group 2. I think it was in like Tamworth or something, and that year I think there was like there would have been 14, I reckon, out of that rep team that have all played NRL now.
Yeah, nice.
They were looking. I was a bum back then. It was just this chubby little white kid that, thought he could play footy and probably did nothing. But but yeah, so not really. But I always remember this one game because obviously Dad was he was a gun back in the day, captain, coach, and like I said, he was always like one of the main targets on. He always had a mad target on his head. And I remember I come on the field one day and it was only like my second game. We're playing against Macleay, from Kempsey, like just outside of Kempsey.
Yep.
And they were known pretty like ruthless, just didn't give a fuck. Like they wanted to fight and stuff all the time. Yeah. And I had to play and Dad goes, just keep your head down, be careful, do what you need to do. But, if you don't need to carry the ball, just kind of sit there. I think I was playing back row. He put me on the back row because he didn't want me to play in the middle.
Yeah.
And they put me up on the front line for the kickoff. And I was standing out, like literally the winger, not the winger, like the centre usually stands right on the, so 10 metres, like on the 40-metre line, right in the corner, bro. And I've just come on and I just heard this, Wallace's son's on. And I was like, oh, fuck. Bro, they turned the ball and kicked it straight to me. They didn't even kick off properly.
They just grabbed it to you.
Bro, they literally grabbed it to me. I got it and I just went straight infield, tried to get away. And there was just swinging arms everywhere. Took my head off, bro. Like, fuck, my nose was like bleeding everywhere because like they just tried to clean me up.
Yeah.
I just got up, laughed at them. We played the ball and kept going. But
fuck.
I used to
That's when you know they're a different breed, ladies and gentlemen, when they're getting their head taken off and they're getting up laughing, like big grin on his face.
Just bush footy back then was nuts. Like I remember coming off the kickoff one day against Dungutty Warriors, bro, under 18s, and this fella didn't even try and tackle me. He just straight coating me. Just took me. I was playing 16s.
Did he like put his shoulder into it or just
straight
forearm?
Straight stiff arm, bro.
Yeah,
so I literally was playing 16s. I wasn't even old enough to be just in 18s yet.
Yeah.
And they needed numbers. So I was coming up on Sunday. So I'd play Saturdays and then come play Sundays.
Fuck.
And I'd play a full game of 16s and come and play 18s. And I was coming off the kick. I was coming off the bench. So I remember coming on the field and I just ran at this lad and he just clean took my head off, bro. Like, just again, blatantly. Like, he got sent straight off. I just got up, blood nose again, and just laughed at him. I was like, you idiot. Like, but that's just what it was like back then. Bush footy was ruthless. And if you had any sort of like name, like, not that I had a name, but my old man did. And because it was my old man,
you
I
had to
got
live
hammered.
up to it. Yeah.
But obviously being in the younger grades. Like I was not a bad footy player in the younger grades, but as soon as I come up, bro, I just had a target on my head.
Yeah, yeah.
And so many times there was fights, but it was the best because I could be a cheeky fucker, and I always knew Dad was coming in. Bro, like so many times someone would try and fight me.
What?
Honestly, someone would try and fight, and Dad would just come flying out of nowhere and just take out like 5 of them.
What?
But like it was like a bouncer in like a nightclub,
bro.
and there's and they just tackle. That was what it was like. So I'd just be a bit lippy if someone was saying something, and Dad.
That's why he's getting up grinning.
100%. Yeah.
Dad.
Yeah, come on, let's go.
You're picking on me.
Let's go, like, come on, big boy there. And he just like take them all out.
Do what you do best.
Dad was like 110 kilo. He's massive, like probably a bit thicker than me, like because not NRL kind of fit, but like he was fit but thick, and he was a weapon.
Fuck.
And so I just used to be cheeky and used to get away with it because Dad was there. But he was always that one though. He was always super tough on me. Yeah, like if I ever did anything good, someone like all the boys would come running in, give you a bit of love, tap them, good work, and Dad would literally just hit me on the head and say, keep going. There was no like, good work, mate. You did good. It was always, he just kept pushing me to be better.
On and off the field as well? Like, was he the same? Yeah, same.
Like, always, like, he'd do anything for us. You could ring him at 3 o'clock in the morning drunk and he'd be the first person there. Or it still is like that. I'm 30 years old and I would ring him. That's the way it is. And he always did everything, but he was always tough. I don't think I had my first beer until I was 17. And I went down to my...
In footy culture, that's 3 years late.
Right. Literally, bro. You know what I mean? Like, everything was always footy. Like, always footy. Like, we'd train Tuesday, Thursdays. I'd go and do my training from, like, under 8s and 9s, bro. And then I'd go and be the fullback against Dad's first grade team. So they'd kick it to me and I'd run it back like balls out and try and like at like 8, 9 years old, catching bombs and that and try and run it back at the first graders. Like that's just all I ever knew and all I did. So
wow. Were you a bigger boy in the early, 16, 17? So you're big fullback. You're a front row playing fullback.
Not even in the 16, 17. So I remember I was 4. So I think I was 6 and it got to the stage where the parents were like, come up to my parents one day and they're like, mate, like he's either got to change teams or he's got to go up a level. Because I was like, I might have been 5 actually. I was 2 years younger than the next grade up. So I was playing under 7s at 5 and I ended up having to go into the under 8s because I was bigger than all the kids.
What?
And I like not meaning to, just being a young kid, and I just like dominate them and like hit them. So until I left Gold Coast under 12s, I was only meant to be like under 10s or 11s, and I was playing 2 years up. So all the guys were starting to play rep footy and stuff, and I wasn't allowed because I was 2 years younger than everyone. So that was when I left the Goldie to go to Mudgee. It was the first year that I started playing with my own age. When I got to under 13s because I was only like 10, 11.
Wow. So I could I'm just trying to picture. I'm just trying to picture a 10-year-old Jarrod Wallace. Did you see the video uploaded the other day and put your head on it? It's like this big Islander boy, and he's like, I just run over people. It's my favorite thing to do.
But back then, I don't know if because I wasn't. I was like I remember like I've got trophies and that. I used to get like best back and things like that. Not that I think I was ever fast. I think it was just because I was bigger than other kids. Probably faster at that stage. I haven't got any faster since I was 10. I've still got the same
He's gotten slower.
Speed. Probably slower. But like I never used to I always used to wear number 8 because like my dad wore 8.
Yes,
and that's why I still wear 8 because it's my favorite number.
That's dope.
So like I still wear 8 now, and I remember they put it in a team one day that I was number 10. I was like, fuck that. Sorry, bros, that doesn't happen. And I swapped the numbers. And so when I got to Origin, I got picked to number 10 and they couldn't swap it. And I was like, I can't fucking play Origin. This isn't my number. I can't wear it. Like,
biggest opportunity you've got, and you're just still like,
sorry,
nah, don't want it.
Can't play Origin. I wear number 8. Like, this doesn't work. But so
give me the 18th.
So I was just always that fucking big kid that played. But you know what's funny? I was talking about Albert Kelly before when we were playing red footy in that. What were we? 12s and 13s. But he was double the size of me. Like,
Yeah,
he
what?
was the size he probably is now.
Yeah.
When he was like 12, he was one of those kids.
Wow.
So when we played ref footy or like I play against him, he was just a fucking weapon.
Yeah,
like,
okay.
just used to be as fast as he is now, skillful as he is now, and
That's
stuff like
so
that.
odd because he's like he's one of the smallest players on the field.
Yeah.
Like if you put him, on a field, and the game's a lot faster now too, where the players have thinned down.
There was a couple of boys like that. They were all guns, but I think Al's probably the only one that really kicked on out of that group, apart from myself and that. But obviously I kept growing. He just like 12 years old. He was like that size, and he was just a weapon. And he used to flog lads too. Like, we were 12, and he was like a 16-year-old man child. So like he just used to chop guys in half, and if we needed to win, we'd just give him the ball and he'd run the length. Like, it was one of those.
One of those guys. Yeah, we used to do that. Shout out to the bro. I think he got signed with the Warriors, and but I'm not sure if you know him, but it's Keanu Dawson. He actually it was a big rivalry between him. I think they're actually friends now that we've grown up. But him and Keegan Hipgrave.
Oh, I know.
And Keegan Hipgrave was another one, bro. When he was that size that he was the last couple of years, as aggressive and he was versing us on like under 14s, and we were just like, what the fuck? Damn, we got Narang Roosters this week.
Yeah, Narang. So when I was playing my first year,
they used to have a few. There was Nathan. Apologise, I forget his last name, but a couple of those big boys.
So I was playing 20s at Titans, and my best mate Nathan Ross, Ross Dog, he played for Burleigh, Tweed, and then went to Newcastle and played in Newcastle. He probably should have played way more NRL than he did.
What was it in the end? Concussions?
Nah, he had real bad groin problems and stuff like that. Yeah, he had to.
He was one of the most electrifying wingers that you'd watch.
Bro, you know what? I'll get him on your podcast one day.
Bullshit.
I will. He's my best mate, bro. He's the funniest motherfucker you've ever met.
Really?
And the shit he talks.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, because he was giving it to BJ Leilua the other day, wasn't he?
Yeah, and he wasn't even fighting him.
Oh, sorry. Who was it? Who did he
Hodges.
fight?
He fought Hodges.
Yeah.
Bro, it was so funny, because he rang me and he's like, bro, I'm fighting Hodges. And because he knew I sparred Hodges when I was going for my fight.
Yeah.
And he was just trying to get all the goss and stuff out of it. But what we found out, because, he killed
him.
Didn't
give him enough, bro. You didn't give him enough.
No, he broke his hand in the first two rounds. In the second round, broke his hand. So that's why he was like killing it. And then those last two, he couldn't throw a punch because his hands were busted.
Fuck.
So I'll get him on one day. But
that's awesome.
Rossi was the coach of Narang Roosters.
Was he?
And I was like, he goes, oh, bro, can you come down and just do some stuff for the forwards? And I was like, yeah, sweet, come down. And fucking Keegan Hipgrave is this man-child playing in the under 11s or whatever it was, like under 10s. Like I was playing 20s. It might have even been 12s actually.
Yep.
And I was playing 20s, and I was like, yeah, sweet, come down, met him and all that. And then 4 years later, or not even, it might have been about 4 years later, I'm at the Bronx, and this young kid comes walking in, just signed a contract, fucking Keegan.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the hell? Like, this kid, I was just coaching him. He was 12 years old, not even that long ago. And he come through, watched him play 20, but like you said, he was the same thing. Like, he was the size he is now.
Yeah.
And
playing against 15-year-olds.
He's like Marty Lang.
Oh.
Just the way he used to run, like he's fast. So he just used to run dead straight.
So big as well.
Now, unfortunately, had to retire. From concussions. Like, you barely touch him and he just out cold.
That's crazy because you think someone that big and that strong and like you said, a man child, it ends up retiring early from concussions. You're like, you wouldn't think that would be something for someone like that. But
and like he's just one of the fucking nicest guys I've ever met. Like, got to play. I never played with him at Bronx, but as soon as he got the opportunity to come off contract, I remember I just went straight up to the coach and staff and that with Neil, and I said, you got to sign this kid to the Titans, and they brought him midway through, and I got to play with him in debut. I was like, I coached this kid at 12, and now I'm playing NRL with him.
That's
it was pretty sick.
That's awesome, bro. The next part that I want to sort of get onto is just touch a little bit deeper into your personal life, bruh. You've obviously brought the girls in a couple of times, but you're the father of three. Obviously balancing the act between being a professional athlete and somewhat of a name, especially around the Gold Coast. How do the girls do you think that they know what's going on? Do you think that they know how he's a big deal, Do they know that you're sort of
I think yes and no.
Yeah, but you're so humble as well. So it's sort of and easy, I feel like that would also balance it out a lot.
I try and be, when I'm away from footy, like I just be dad.
You're just dad.
Like, I'm just dad. If they ever say anything, I'm just dad.
Yeah.
And I think that's the best way to be about it. Like I obviously get to look after my girls and do things for them that I probably wouldn't be able to if I didn't play NRL and didn't get to do what I do and love, and I get to share experiences with them that I get to take them on the field after every game.
Yeah, they'll remember that forever.
I took them to Melbourne and Sydney for Origin and got to walk on the field with them after an Origin, and same as I got to share a grand final with in 2015 with my youngest one. She was only a baby, so she didn't come, but she'll have those experiences and things that some kids probably wouldn't get to do. So I feel like that's massive. But I think my middle one, like my oldest one, she kind of knows and doesn't really, like I think she was coming home the other day and some of her friends come to school and she's like, oh, my brother was showing me your dad. And she goes, what do you mean? She goes, yeah, we were looking at him on YouTube. Like, your dad's famous. She's like, no, he's not. And she apparently...
I could imagine her like...
Yeah, she's Lara, like the blonde one, the one that's robbed this place 8 times. Yeah, so she's like, no, he's not. Like, he's my dad. Like, he plays football. Like, it's sweet, which is good. Like, that's what I want him to be like. Yeah. That's my dad. Like, and I wanted to be proud of me, but I wanted him to be like that. But then I've got my middle one, Peyton, which, the character that she is. Cheeky as, off of the fairies 24/7. Like, just absolute character.
Yeah.
My wife took her to Smiley's. Remember the old Smiley play gyms?
Was that? Yeah.
And there was one at Parkwood.
Okay.
And it was just before it closed down. And they walked in there and they're like, oh, we're really sorry. Like, it's full. It's booked. You can't, like, come in. And out of nowhere, Peyton goes, I'm sorry, but do you know who my dad is? Like, he's Jarrod Wallace. And so my wife turns around and goes, oh, Peyton, what are you doing? Be quiet. Like, and the lady goes, I'm sorry, I don't know who that is. And my daughter was just like, I just dropped my name heavy. I was just like, I was kind of like half proud of her, but I was like, you can't do that. Like,
that's all time.
Full drop my name, and it's happened so many. Like, my middle one will drop our name all the time. Yeah, she goes out to restaurants.
She uses it when she needs to.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, like, hates me most other days. And then, like, she'll go and ask her, and she'll be like, don't even know who we are. Like, we're Wallaces. Like, that is fucking so funny, bro. Like, I've literally heard it, and I just, like, I get gobsmacked and laugh, but then I'm like, she's proud of it.
Yeah.
I love that she's proud of it.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I never used to walk around saying, do you know who I am or what my last name is?
You know what I memean? So, like, I love that she's proud of her name, and she's obviously proud of what she does, but I love that I get to share the experiences with them.
100%.
I take them as much as I can to games, and I love, like, my littlest one, Kennedy, she'd be 2.5 this year, like, when we start playing. Last year she was probably still a bit little, hated the loud noises and stuff, but she'll really kick on this year, so she'll love it. And they don't like footy at all. Like, I just went playing in the backyard. Like, they literally, most of them, like, they fall asleep on the chairs. They watch an iPad. My middle one, Peyton's there for the hot chips and the ice creams. You know what I mean? Like,
the Titan mascot gets more attention than you,
100%. They walk up and down the stairs with the other kids and they watch, and then they know though, as soon as that whistle goes and it's time, like, it's their time to shine. They get on the field and we'll walk around and I'll sign autographs and see the people. And I've literally turned around and Peyton, again, she's waving. Like, she's the queen, bro. She's just like waving at people, and like, because obviously, everyone, like, people know me from footy. Follow my Instagram, that they know who they are. And they're like, "Hi, Peyton," and she's like waving, she's just things like this. Like,
loves it.
It's so funny, but
because she was the one that kept going in the break room and kept trying to do the breaks. You've got to film me. You've got to stream me.
Full just carried. Like, she'll be she'll be on the radio one day.
Radio personality.
But then she's so soft. Like, the one I'll always remember, and it'll be the one that I bring up at her 80th birthday, was we were all walking around one day. There was this little girl. She wanted to meet. I can't remember if she wanted to meet me or wanted to meet, like, a few of the other boys, and we must have missed her. Like, and she was sitting there just in behind the bench, and Peyton seen her crying, and her mum's like, "Don't worry about it. Like, you'll see it next time." And it was her birthday, and she was crying, and my 7-year-old or 6-year-old at the time runs up to her and she's like, "Oh, are you okay?" Like, this is how, like, just soft this little heart she is. Runs up to this girl and she's like, "Oh, are you okay?" She's like, "Oh, I didn't get to meet anyone." She comes down, grabs me. I was like, "Hold on, babe. Like, we're about to go." And she goes, "No, you need to come with me." I was like, "What?" So we walked up to the thing. She goes, "This little girl didn't get to meet anyone." And, like, full took me up there, like, showed me this little girl. And it ended up being the CEO of Parkwood's niece.
Oh, what?
So not only like.
Yeah,
So she actually did me a favor, like asked a favor. Yeah, made me look wicked.
Yeah, she just slipped that one in while she was mid crying. She's, who are you again? Do you know who I am? I'm a Wallace.
You're
I'm
a
Wallace.
You're a nobody. Sorry. But no, she like full like just out of nowhere just went and like helped this little girl. So I love that they, like they're a bit cheeky and cocky and stuff. But
in that sense, they can definitely use the name drop in those terms.
So I'm super lucky that I get to share and let the privileges of footy rub off on them.
Yep, definitely. And thank you for bringing them in the shop and introducing them to us as well. And we'll sort of get into that very soon. But I just want to bounce back to sort of your early footy career, and sort of just wanted to, if you can remember the getting the call up. Obviously, it wasn't from your old man then to make the debut for the Broncos? No. So
it kind of outgrew Dad when I started training in NRL. Because Dad was my manager right up until literally I signed a contract, NRL contract. So he did all my 20s contracts and
So how did that process go? Did you? Was there? Because I think you made your debut at round 14, 2012, against the Sydney Roosters.
Yeah,
it was a shit day, wasn't it? It was
pissing
absolutely trench.
Allianz Stadium in Sydney.
And you get named. Again, you'll have to tell me how you get named and everything like that. But you're going up against the likes of a prime young, fresh off the boat, Jarrod Wallace. You've got Frank Paul Nuasala as the other one.
And remember Mossy Masoi?
Oh, really?
Three of the fucking scariest Kiwis.
And then I think you had Sheck at the back.
Yeah.
Minicello at the back. Anthony Minicello was at the back there.
Still playing, Boyd Cordner was like the young gun that he was.
I think Sheck was playing, but he might have just been in the
come on the wing. I can't remember, but so obviously that because I was only training trial. So like obviously I had to do the whole preseason to get a contract. So that was like the year that obviously then once we got past that and they wanted to sign me, Dad had to fucking beat it and finally got to live my own life. But I got my manager and signed with them, and it was Origin 2, so 2012. So our team then, Corey Parker, Friday, Hodges, Normie was killing at the back. Petro's last year, fucking weapon. It was a year after Lockyer, but like Jack Reed killed it. Matt Gillette was only a
Jarrell Yao-Yi.
So that was the year he did his ankle.
Oh no.
Yeah, so I got to play with Jay, but not actually in the game. So we played trials and that when he come back. And but I didn't actually get to play with
Bro,
him.
he was my favourite winger, hands down, when I was growing up. Like, I always remember the shot that he put on Benji Marshall in an Anzac test. And
they show it all the time, eh?
Oh, he flipped him, bro. It's one of the best things I've ever seen. And like, I love Benji Marshall. I'm Kiwi myself,
he shot about 8 people in off the wing and jammed him, mate. I remember.
Oh, it was the best.
Yeah, but he and they reckon that he would have been. Oh, he was at the time even, but he would have been probably the best swinger to ever play the game. Because he was huge. Like he was 105 kilos, fast as, just a weapon.
Athletic as fuck.
And just absolute tragedy with his ankle. But
you also had Benny Hannon
Benny Hannon.
But he would have been playing Origin at that time?
Origin,
There you go, yeah.
Benny Teo, hadn't played Origin yet, was there. Josh Maguire, they were all coming through.
Gun side,
it was
man.
a gun team. Bro.
And you put a fair few points on them in the end. It was a close game, I think.
I think the Roosters were because they had no one out, and we had 8.
How did they not have anyone out? Because they had Mini.
Because Cordner was only young. Mini wasn't playing then because I think it was like his
Brett Stewart maybe.
Last year or so. Or maybe even Hayne. Who knows?
2012. That's prime Hayne.
So it would have been actually.
Darting in amongst the Dragons defenders.
Scored that wicked try.
Oh, bro.
He
wish he did that at the Titans.
I think we were paying $4. Yeah, fuck me too. We were paying $4.80 or something to win. Like we were absolutely ridden off. And I think we ended up winning like
40-22.
Yeah, we smoked them, bro. It was mad. But so I get this call up during the week. We're training all week and that, and I was like, "Fuck," never really thinking you're ever a chance. You're just training away. And
how long were you in like this training regime for?
For first grade, so that was my first year.
Okay, so you every
I did a preseason. So we started like November 1 or whatever.
Yeah,
did 2 months before Chrissy, and then signed my deal with them, and then I was full time for the next 2 or 3 years.
And the first 14 rounds, you're just on standby, or you're playing for North Devils?
So we trained all week. So what we do, we train all week in like at the NRL with the big team.
Yeah.
And then on the Friday after they do captain's run, we do a bit of an opposed session with them, and then we'd go back to either North, Redcliffe, or Wynnum.
Oh, really? So it wouldn't even be
Logan.
it would just
there would
wherever
be
needs
like
players.
4 or 5 would go to North, 6 would go to Redcliffe,
and it could be all different the next week.
No. So if you're with that team, you're there all year. You
Okay.
Chop and change.
Yep.
But they do obviously, have a full roster. Even like Parker and Hodges and all that. Like if they were not to make NRL, they would go to South Logan or they go to Wynnum or something.
Okay.
So mine was North Devils.
Yep.
So we used to go back there every week and.
Had a couple of good teammates there as well.
We had that year in 2012. I think we had 11 NRL players playing in first grade, and we didn't win the first 5 games.
No.
We sucked in the first 5 games because I think our halfbacks in that were Norse, but like we were all come back from first grade, so we just we never trained together.
But that's what I was going to ask next. Yeah, the fact that you're
never doing anything like that. So it took us probably 6 or 7 games, and I think we got one out of the grand final. But so like we were just training and doing that. So I played the first 13 games for Norse, which was I was loving it. Like it was just. Get to train with them. And
train with first grade and then playing some
Q
some
Cup,
scrimmage games almost.
And then I got this, he pulled me in the office one day and we're just talking.
Who's pulled you in the office?
Oh, so Anthony Griffin, our coach at the time. Sorry, Anthony Griffin. Was our coach at the time. And he pulls me in the office and he's like, oh, how you feeling, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, all good. Like, he was talking to me about Norse, going for that. And he goes, so anyway, there's no game at Norse this week for you. And I was like, oh, okay, why is that? And he goes, like, oh, I'm thinking about, bringing you off the bench at NRL. I was like, I just stopped there. I just didn't talk. I was like, oh, yeah, sweet. Like, trying to play super cool.
Yeah, you didn't know going into that. So he'll pull you aside for chats previously to
So we do every Monday. We'd go in there and talk about the previous North game.
Okay. Yep.
So like every Q Cup player would go and do a little 10-minute meeting with him. And, you go for a few clips and stuff with him. And he was like, they're always watching. We had a full-time guy that did all the Q Cup, and that's all they did. But then they were the coach,
and they would report back
to him. And so they'd cut some clips, send it to Hook, and he'd have a look through and stuff like that. And it was a bit weird because he asked me how I was going, but there was no clips. And we're just talking, and he's like, "Oh, I think I'm going to bring you off the bench this week for NRL." And I was like, "Oh yeah, like sweet, man, whatever you want, just wondering, if you want to, like, like I'm happy to do whatever." And he goes, "Oh, do you think you can handle it?" I was like, "Oh yeah, 100%. Like I'm ready. Like I'm sweet. Like packing my nuts. Packing it. I was sweet. I remember just walking out, and I rang my dad straight away, and I was fucking couldn't even talk to him. I was crying.
Awesome.
And then he knew straight away. He was crying. And we were just like these 2 sobbing babies. Like, it's gonna happen. Like, sick. And then
unreal.
So that's how I kind of like found out, and then kind of trained all week, and just the whole feeling. Like when we trained with them. We were always against them and the thing, and then all of a sudden it was the complete opposite. I was actually in the team and we were training. And the feeling of it was just like it was fucking next level.
So you felt like a momentum, like your confidence and energy.
I went from feeling like kind of 6 foot tall to fucking 7 foot tall. I just had that little spring in my step all week. Like,
I think you're about 8 foot tall now.
Oh, bro, I'm fucking, my head's huge. So, but like I was just kind of bouncing around. It was mad, and just trained all week, and it was fucking just the level of it was just hectic. Like even though I'd trained all year like with it so far, but that level of when you're in it was so different. And I remember just being like, fuck, if this is what it's going to be like on the field, bro, this is like stupid. Because it was so fast. But when you're a trainer, you're not getting tackled. So everything's like 10 times quicker, and it's like hectic, and
it's like going from sparring into a real fight.
It's a little bit slower. It's fatigue and that. I remember Peter Wallace, I think he was our captain, because like Hodges and that wasn't there. And he pulled us aside because I think Benny Hunt was our 9, McCulloch. Oh no, it was
McCulloch was
9 was Macca, but I think Dozer might have been the 14.
Okay,
he might have been 9. He might have even been playing 7 at that stage. I'm not sure. But they just pulled us aside, and they're like, boys, like, I know it feels like it's chaotic at the moment, but I guarantee there won't be one of these things that we do right now training in the game. And I was like, what? What do you mean? They're like, because it'll just be. Everything's different. You got to got you thinking
ball
on your
bounces
feet all the time.
differently.
Ball bounces differently. You fucking, you're still running shapes and you're still doing little things and that, but like it just won't be. Yeah, when we stop and we play the ball here at training, and then you run the exact set, like that's not how it's going to happen.
Nah.
So it's like, that's like that. Oh yeah, that's true. Like, and then you kind of, it's trying to slows your head a bit down, calms you down a bit, and things like that. So all week I just kind of got through it, and it was just like an awesome feeling. And then flew to Sydney, like dressed as a Bronco. Had all the Broncos team. All the boys are like that had done 150 games. They were playing cards. And I'm just trying to because there was three of us. It was me, Lockie Miranda, and Brendan Gibb.
Lockie Miranda,
gun. All debuted that same year, and me and Lockie played 20s together, and me and Gibbo, Brendan, were like best mates. So to be able to debut together as well was wicked.
Unreal. So you three sort of gelled together once you were on that flight and everything.
And we all kind of debuted and that. And then we got to Sydney, and it was just a week, and then woke up that day, and it was fucking pissing down, bro. Like it was hammering down. Like there was probably 2,000 people at the stadium.
I was going to say, I remember looking, because I was watching some clips yesterday, and I was like, fuck, why is no one in the crowd? It's not COVID. It looked like a COVID crowd.
It was no one in the crowd because it was pouring rain. We had no Origin stars. If there was Origin stars in the Roosters team at that stage, they would have been out, so there just wouldn't have been anyone there. So the interest of the game was pretty low. But I just remember getting in and starting to get ready and dress and that, do my normal prep and that. But it was just I've gone from Norse Devils dressing sheds at the time. It was just like this little, like probably almost no bigger than our little podcast booth here. Like it was a little bit bigger, but it was just like, a concrete floor. So you walk in at Allianz and there's like lockers and your jerseys hanging with your name above your locker, and you've got a big Broncos photo of you in the back. And I'm just like, fuck. This is like unreal. You walk in, all the drinks are all set up. There's, all the things that the different players take, like salt tablets, beetroot juices, Powerades, like Red Frog, like lollies and pretzels for salt, and just all this. It was just
stuff that you're just not used to.
Not used to. It was hectic, So just trying to take it all in. And so like we're warming up, we're doing it, and Hook pulls us in. He goes, "Just stay calm. Who knows when you're going to get on? Just get on and just play some footy. Everyone's riding us off, so fuck, let's go and show some footy." So I remember I was sitting on the bench, and 14 minutes into the game, I think Mitchell Dodds, he got started at lock. He got a head knock, I think, and he had to come off. It was 14 minutes in, and they're like, "All right, get up, let's go." And I was like, "What the fuck, 14 minutes?" But so at that time, so for me to play 14 minutes in, I've got to play 26 minutes straight to the half time. This is my first ever NRL game, bro. 5 minutes in, I was fucking blowing my ass out. I was cooked. But it all went that far. I played the whole 25 minutes, and it was half time. I was like, where the fuck did the time go? But all I remember from that first half was I get on the field, Benny Teo scores a try. Straight away in the corner. I'm like, fuck yeah, that's sick. And then it clicked to me. I was like, I'm a front rower.
You're on defense now.
No. I'm a front rower. I've got to come off the kickoff. They kick it to us, remember? So I'm a front rower.
Of course,
I haven't even touched a footy yet. And I'm about to have to run off the kickoff. And of course, I think, I can't remember who, might have been Maguire, pushed me to the other side and he's like, "You can take the second one. Get the second one, so it's not the first one." I was like, sweet. And I literally watched the three names you just said, Hardgraves, Mossy Masoi, and Nuasala have all walked to the other side in front of me. The balls changed, and I literally watched Mossy Masoi say, "I'm gonna fucking kill you." That's what he said, bro. I was 20 at the time, and there's these guys that have played 50 to 100 games, and
scariest men you'll ever see.
Huge, big Islander lads. And they're like, I was looking at him, and I was like, where am I going to run? And he literally looked at me, pointed at me, bro, down the barrel of a gun, and was like, "I'm going to fucking kill you."
What?
And I was like, oh my God, I'm dead. And I was just like, what can I do? So there was those three big boys and Boyd Cordner, and I was just like, fucking, here we go. This is good. So literally, they kicked off to me, bro, and I just fucking closed my eyes.
They knew you were on debut.
Straight away on debut. Literally, I got it, bro, and I just closed my eyes and just fucking run as hard as I could, and just went straight into him, bro. something happened in the tackle and they ripped the ball and we got a penalty.
Oh, yes.
And I was like, oh my God, thank God.
Oh, I'm going to say, fuck.
When the ball
carry.
went flying out, I was just like, off the first carry, worst NRL debut to the start ever.
Yeah.
And then it was a penalty and I was like, oh my God, thank fuck. So, and then Joshy or whoever it was like, take the second one. You need to get it out of your system.
Yeah.
So I literally just took it off the tap, got into it, and then we just went
You're
from there.
in.
So I was
Fuck.
mad. I remember after.
What was the first contact like? Was it like you said, close?
I remember feeling it.
Nah,
No,
just
nothing.
adrenaline
was
pumping.
Yeah, it
Fuck.
was just hectic. Like just in a, like you said, 3 massive. Because Boy Corden's not little.
Nah.
But they made him look little. At that time, because it would have been only like maybe his first or second year.
Yeah.
No, because he was only a year. Yeah, it would have been his first year, he probably was a little bit fit, like smaller, and that then wouldn't have been as filled.
Well, he wasn't like a full-grown man. Yeah.
So I tried to pick him out, but it didn't work. But I don't remember the contact at all. But I just remember after the game, shaking the hands of Jarrod and things like that, and they're just like, "Congratulations on your debut, mate!" Like that's so awesome. Like fucking blah blah. I was like, these guys are trying to kill me a minute ago.
Yeah. He
and
looked
then
me
straight away. They just come straight up to me and they're like, "Fucking great."
Gave you that respect.
Mate. Yeah, straight away.
Unreal.
So I was like, I've had so much respect for Jarrod ever since. Like I think he's one of the best NRL front rowers.
I agree.
Going around in a long time,
and he almost had like a resurgence last year. Last year because he had to step up, I think.
Yeah.
And I remember this. I don't know if it was last year or the year before, but he got into it with one of the Warriors players who was on loan. And he was Hetherington.
Hetherington, yeah.
Bro, that was all time.
He's a psycho.
Yeah, Jack.
Yeah.
They both seem that way in the most in the most respectful way.
No, there's no respect. He's a psycho. Apparently his dad was a psycho on the field and Jack's a psycho on the field.
Oh, bro. Have you matched up against them?
Yeah. And I've had it
similar
come at me as well.
Yeah.
So.
No, it just made for really good entertainment, but and it also brought it out of Jarrod Wallace-Hargreaves, which I liked. I think you can get it out of him, but you have to work for it as well.
No, because with Jarrod, he's a great player and he's a gun and he plays the exact same way almost every week. But he just has this gear when he needs to. He just steps up. Yeah, like you said, this year he did it. And there was games like his body was cooked and he was playing 80 minutes in the middle because of injuries and
but he battled through it.
Going, bro.
Recruited cheese.
Yeah, him and Uncle Nick Politis.
That's it.
And the trunk full of cash he'll get when he picks up his first car.
Yeah, how good. Alrighty, let's just talk quickly about your first meaty. Do you remember your first try?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Actually. Yeah.
What?
I can't remember what round it was.
Was it debut?
No. Oh, nah, it wasn't. Actually, I think it was 2 years after 2014.
Yeah. Okay.
Was it 14? Yeah, I think it was 14. Yeah, it was 14. We're playing.
It would have been a special one.
14.
Then. 2 years.
Bro. It was special when I scored it. 2014. We're playing the Warriors in New Zealand, and I don't think I started, but I got on early again. I've been playing some pretty big minutes, or I might have even started. I can't remember. And it was real close to the line. Just took this short ball off McCulloch and just fucking. There was about 3 of them, and I just crashed over and somehow got the ball down.
Yeah.
And I was just in shock. I was just looking at the ref like,
blow it.
Please blow it. Like literally saying, blow it. Like, blow it. I've got it down. Like, blow it.
Yeah.
And I just remember Corey Parker coming up, just grabbing me like, and it was almost like I was like 10 kilos. He just threw me that. And he was just like, like just layering up. And I was just in shock. I was like, what the fuck just happened? Like, I've just scored a try finally.
Yeah. Couple, because you hadn't been playing, Reggie's or Queensland Cup.
My first 3 years, I only played 6 games. Oh no, what did I play? 8 games. I think I went 2, 4, and then what was it
for North?
For NRL.
Oh.
My first 3 years of first grade, I only played like 8 games or something. Like my first year, I played 2 games.
Yeah.
Second year, I think it was 4, and then my third was only like 6 or something.
Oh.
Like it wasn't very many. But then 2015
was it just due to because you already had front row? Was that your thigh day and
all that? But I remember 2014. Like I was in the team. The first 3 games, I was just sitting on the bench. I didn't even get on.
Yeah,
the Hook just never put me on, so I missed the first 3 games. And then like I play a game or 2, and then I was 18th man for like 6 games. And then I'd play a game or 2, and then I'd be 18th man. Yeah, like it was just...
How do you deal with something like that? Obviously, being a young first grader and just going, I'm waiting for my crack. And and all of a sudden just getting pushed back to the back of the line. Like, yeah, how do you deal with that as an athlete? Like, because there'd be guys going through that at the moment trying to battle their way.
I suppose back then, like, I never used to look. I didn't really care. Like, I was just happy. I just was
getting
there.
paid.
Well, that's it. I was getting paid. Like,
Yeah.
So those games actually didn't count though, which sucked. So like, I think I've played like 184 games, but it should have been like 188.
Oh, they've missed those ones.
Yeah, no, they just don't count because I didn't get on.
Oh,
I got paid because
okay.
I was in the 18, so
Yeah.
I got my match payment, but I didn't actually get paid. But
true.
I don't know. Back then, I suppose it got to me a little bit, like where I was just like, "Fuck, why am I on the bench? I'm not even getting on." Like, shit. And then, like I just go back and play at Norse, and then I think round 4 though, like I was like, "Fuck, surely it can't be 4 weeks in a row. Like this is bullshit." I was going for the NRL record. Jamie Buhrer had 3 in a row, and I was going for 4. So I was like, I can't go down in history of the NRL because I am that guy that didn't get on 4 games in a row. Like, I'm like, but like, what got me most was like, not that, because I knew obviously I played before and I played big minutes. So in my first 2 games, like I said, I played big minutes either time. So it's not like I couldn't handle it. It was just like I started questioning myself. I was like, why am I even here then? Like, why am I getting picked? If I'm not playing, like, don't you trust me? Or you know, so it was more, I would start having like mind games with myself, like those little battles. But I just, you know, talk to my dad or I'd go and talk to the coaches, just like, oh mate, honestly, I wanted to get you on, but I just couldn't do it, or you know, something like that. And I ended up, that year I hated footy. Because of it, because like, there was games where I remember a game we played against Parramatta at Suncorp, and he's like, "You'll be on 20 minutes in." I'm like, "Yep, sweet." So I'm warming up, getting ready, and I didn't go on until the last 3 minutes of the game, bro. So I was like, "Why would you even put me on?" Because like then I couldn't even go and play for Norse. So like, why put me on for 3 minutes?
Waste everyone's time.
And they're like, "Oh, you still playing NRL?" I was like, "Yeah, but I don't want. I don't care.
3 minutes.
I don't want to play 3 minutes at all. If we're gonna play, I want to play. I want to contribute." I went on and made like 5 tackles, and the hooter went. It was ridiculous, but my favourite year ever still to the day is 2015.
Has to be,
when we made the GF. And it was my first game, first year under Wayne, sorry. And I did my shoulder the year before, so I played all year with my busted shoulder and that, and I got surgery. I think there was 11 of us that had surgery. That's shit. They just used to run us.
Fucking, you went on to make the grand final.
So that was like 14. So there was 11 of us coming out of rehab in 15 with Wayne. And I was like, fuck, he's just gonna let me go. Like, he doesn't. I've barely played in any NRL. I'm coming off a shoulder reco, and apparently he spoke to Corey Parker one day. He goes like, "What's he like? Who is he?" Blah blah. And he goes, "Mate, just give him an opportunity, and he'll show that you can, like, that he's worth it. It'd be sweet." And me and Cos are, being best mates. Like, I have so much respect for him and love him. But I remember, so I just got back for round 2, because obviously I wasn't ready round 1. So James Gavay was playing, and he did his ACL after round 1. So we're sitting in the boardroom getting ready to, like, do video and stuff like that. And he's like, "All right, well," in his old fucking Wayne Bennett voice like this, and he's fucking he goes, "Mate, you're gonna play this week." I was like, "Yep, sweet, no worries." He goes, "Yep, you've got 1 week to prove yourself to me and this team, or you can find yourself another club next week." I was like, "What?" Like, I remember I looked over at Corey and Sam Zoda, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah. What did you tell him?
What did you just say? Like, talk about pressure.
Yeah.
I've never played under it. It was probably the first words he spoke to me, because like Wayne never really come in and watch preseasons. He just let the coaches do that, and he would sit in his car and he'd watch from a distance. And no one would know him, so he'd watch the little things that guys are doing behind the scenes, and that's why he knew his players, because like, if that guy was trying to cut a corner, he would have seen it. Or he'd be like, so like, it was shit like that. So like, he barely spoke to me all preseason. And this is like the first like real words he said. If you can find a club, if you let us down, basically, you're gone next week. You can go find yourself a club. I was like, fuck. And then Cody Nikarima debuted that week. So that was. He goes, "All right, Nickers, you're going to debut this week. You're going to play as well." He goes, "You got 4 games to prove yourself, or you're out." And I'm like, "Why the fuck do you get 4 games? I get 1. This is bullshit."
I'm pretty much making my debut.
Right. And I'm in the, like, I think he come on in the middle, but I'm like, like, this is crap.
Nick's come on in the middle.
Yeah, we played hooker.
Okay,
So he was playing hooker, and we played Cronulla that week, and I'm sitting in the dressing. So I come out after that meeting, and I'm just like, fuck, I'm kind of pacing a bit, and Sam goes, just like, don't stress, bro. Like, just do what you do then, and you'll be fine. You won't need to worry about it. If you just play footy, you won't need to worry about it. I'm like, oh, yeah, sweet, it's easy. Like, I've done it for 24 years. Like, it's 23 years. Like, there's nothing different. It's all good.
Yeah.
I get to the game, and I remember sitting there, and I was sitting like the thing, just thinking about it. My legs are bouncing like this, and Matty Gillette come up to me. He goes, "Bro, relax." He goes, "You've still got like 25 minutes until you come on," because I was coming off the bench. So usually, like for front rowers, usually play 20, 25 minutes, then you'll come off, and then the next front row will come off on the bench.
Did Wayne say this in front of all the teams?
All the team.
Everyone knew you had one game.
Yeah, literally in front of everyone. So that's what I mean. So the pressure
So
and
everyone,
that build.
Yeah.
So like when
it was only you and Nicarima that got that talk.
Yeah, literally. But like he got 4 games, I got one.
Yeah, you got one.
So like I had one game to prove myself. I ended up going on playing, and I played every game that year.
How did you play that game?
Good, obviously, because I played.
Didn't let the boys down.
Nah, I didn't. I think we beat Cronulla by a bit, and I had played every game that year. I think I started. 7 or 8 games, come off the bench for a few because we had I think our starting pack was like Adam Blair, Thaiday, Corey,
and this is all young, fucking
Gillette,
fresh, like in their primes. Yeah.
So like it was pretty gun, and that was the year that we just. I can't even explain it, bro. It was just so fun.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we were winning. So I think we lost. They lost the first game. They got pumped by South 52-6. So that second week, when I come in, I was like, not only is there pressure on the team, I've fucking just been told I got one game.
Yeah.
So if I play like a bum, and when you're at the Bronx, the hype around the Bronx in Brisbane and the media is just like it's next level. Like you're crucified when you're shit, and you're gods when you're
when you're good. Yeah.
So like we just been done by 52 points, so they're already sitting there going, fuck, Wayne's got to go. This guy's got to be cut. Like we played one game. Yeah. I think we ended up going on to win like 12 straight.
Fuck.
But then we had like this little slump mid-season, which Wayne liked apparently, which we're like, yeah, you fucking like that. But I think we lost 4 in a row.
Okay.
And then there was
Origin time?
Yeah, it may have been. I can't remember. Like there was a slump. We just lost 4 or 5 or 6 games. I can't remember. And they're like, Wayne's pulled us in. He's like, all right, what are we going to do to fix it? Like you've got the media literally saying, fucking, we've got to clean out. Like we just won 12 in a row, but then we lost 4 in a row. And I think they were like by like 2 points, 1 point. But because we lost, it doesn't matter. But they just absolutely crucified us. And then, Wayne just did a Wayne thing. It was like, what do we need to do to change it? And we did a few things. And then, we fucking went on to win the next, however many games. And then, played me first ever semi-final. I think we played the Cowboys that year. We beat them in the first one, so they had to do the long way around.
Was that did it go to Golden Point maybe?
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, up in Townsville.
4 years in a row.
Young Ponga was there.
Yeah, that was he played the next year.
Next year.
So we played 4 years in a row. We played him at Suncorp that year in 15. We beat him at Suncorp by 1 point.
Yeah,
I think Millie kicked the fucking field goal from 45 out and got it. And we beat them, so they ended up having to do the long way around to get to the GF. So then they had to play 3 games in a row where we beat them, and then we beat the Roosters comfortably. So then we had a week off. Then we beat the Roosters comfortably.
Another week off.
And then a week off, and then went to the GF.
Fuck.
So it was just the hype around training. So we're all at training. Like there's 5,000-6,000 people just around there everywhere. Fuck. And Wayne goes, all right, boys, I've decided that we're just going to Sydney for the whole week. I'm going to get you away from this, and we're just going to enjoy the life in Sydney. I want you to enjoy the hype of it, because if we'd stayed here and had the hype of Brizzy, when we got there, it would have been a total different hype. So we had to go on the footy show as a team, because when they used to bring the 2 teams on, the grand final teams and that, so we did that. Yeah. Fucking, that was the first time ever on the footy show. Met Delta Goodrum. It was a little sort too.
Yeah, 100.
And then, we had to do the grand final brekkie. Went down there on Sydney Harbour.
Yeah,
so he just wanted us to go and take it in, so that it wasn't such a shock when we got there.
Yeah.
And that was the best thing ever, bro. Like, it was just fucking sick. Like, stayed at I I can't remember, but right on Sydney Harbour, bro. Like
Yeah.
the best hotel. And apparently that's only where Wayne stays. Because Wayne only stays in the best for Wayne.
Yeah, of course.
What Wayne wants, Wayne gets.
Yeah. It's
'Cause
Wayne's
he's the
world,
goat.
baby.
100%. We just live in it. You know,
That's
like,
it.
and, you know, so we just had the best time, bro. Like fucking, I think Dale Braithwaite was singing like on the morning and he's like
What?
coming around shaking hands, like, you know, saying like he's a privilege to meet us. I'm like, mate, you're Dale Braithwaite. Like, you're the goat.
Yeah.
It was just like unreal. And then, I remember getting on the bike all day. It was just normal. Didn't even really think about it. It was sweet. And then got on the bus to go to the GF, and I just started fucking losing it. I was just like almost crying.
Yeah.
I was so nervous. I was shitting my pants. I rang my dad. And I was like, I'm fucking stressing out. Like, what the fuck?
Oh.
And I was just on the phone to Dad the whole way, and he just calmed me right down. He's like, it's just a game. Like, but I think it was just like the bus and like the trip and like the
Knowing that
music on.
Yeah,
and I was on the way to that, and like it was just that hot. Once I actually got into the sheds, I was sweet.
Yeah, okay.
It was just the bus trip there. I got
the anticipation, waiting.
Like, just get me there, and I'll be sweet. So once I got there, and I got off the phone to Dad, and I think Wayne must have seen I was nervous. He just walked up. He goes, "You're sweet." Just smacked me on the head, and he goes, "You'll be right. Go get strapped." And it's another game. It was sweet. Went out and fucking lost the way we did. Should have won, but lost the way we did. And I just remember Wayne coming up to me and just grabbing me and just cuddling me and that. And he's just like, I'm so sorry, mate, but you did everything you could. Fucking just made it so easy for us. And just had a fucking mad Monday after that. It was depressing, but it was sick. So. But it was that 15 year was just unreal, bro.
Yeah. I remember where I was during that 15 grand final, and I was going to Bali the next day, and I can't remember. Well, I must have been getting on it because it was the grand final. 16-year-old Benny doesn't handle his alcohol as well as
Still
well as
does
he
it.
does.
Still does it.
Yeah. So, bro, I remember going home. Like, I remember watching it at home, and I think I might have been having a fight with my missus again. It was all blurry, but I remember watching home. I watched the first half. And then during the second half, something came to mind, whether my missus said or not, but she goes, "Oh, go find your passport. Just, do you have your passport? Is it ready for tomorrow?" And I just lost it, I just freaked out, spent the whole night looking for the passport. I remember hearing everything screaming on TV. I walked out and I was just like, what the fuck's going on? And so I missed that whole thing live, like everything that unfolded. Obviously, I know what went on, and absolutely iconic game, and it'll forever be one of the greatest grand finals. And I think that's what.
It's so crazy when I hear that too, because I don't even remember it.
Yeah,
I don't remember it.
So
I've never
fast.
watched it.
Neither do I.
I've never watched it.
Yeah.
To this day, I remember we went in the next year, and the first meeting we had, Wayne goes, "All right, we're going to sit down here, boys, and we're going to watch it and see what we could have done better." Blah blah. If you don't want to watch it, get up and walk out, or if you wanted to stay here, and the whole team got up and walked out. And Wayne was like, "Perfect." Because that meant we'd moved on. Yeah. Okay. Rather than sitting down and watching it.
Yeah.
To this day, like I've obviously seen the highlights of fucking JT kick the field goal a million times because it's on every
the flick pass
coverage.
Morgan flick pass.
Flick pass. But it just went so far. I remember it being so hot on the field because the flames. I just remember it being so hot. And then I got a few flashes of like what happened and that, and there's still like a photo of me and it's facing JT when he was going for that kick after the try, and I'm sitting there in the background like on like my haunches, just staring at him, just like
crossing your fingers.
Please fucking miss it.
Yeah.
It took him 4.5 minutes to do that. Because it just took that. No one said anything. You're only meant to have 2 minutes or like a minute.
And then they blow the time off.
Yeah, and then they blow. Then it's like you've fucking taken too long, bro. They just rush up, but they just let him take that long.
Yeah.
And then I reckon the reason why he missed is because he took
so long. Yeah.
He almost like talked himself out of it.
Extra pressure and like you were like on the bus right in, just going fuck.
And I just remember it, that big hook that it always had, and I just watched it, and it was in slow-mo, bro, and it hit the post, and we're like, yes. And then they're like, well, you're on. So I grabbed the card, and then I was standing down the thing because Adam Blair was going to come off straight after the kickoff. So they kicked off, and then Dozer dropped it, and I was like, fuck. And then I just knew straight away. I had this feeling it was done. Yeah. Because I was like, he doesn't miss that opportunity twice.
Yeah. I think everybody felt it at that stage as well. you know, you don't have to talk about it if you don't want to, but like, obviously, what was the Sheds like post game? Obviously, losing it off something that's, you know, fundamentally one of the most important parts of the game. You know, catching the ball off kick off, and it's something. It's so easy to just go, oh, should have caught the ball.
Obviously, yes, that was one of the biggest reasons why we lost, because obviously
it was just dying time.
We just gave it to him, and it was just
mate. If he dropped that fucking at 60 minutes in, probably a completely different story. No one blames it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just the fact that it's just dying stages.
But then, like the flick pass, like Jack Reed and Millie tackled Morgo, and Oatsy had literally defended that play 5 times that game, but for some reason come in and left his wing and they score. There's a thing. If we'd made that tackle, that play, the same play, Corey Parker, which I don't think he missed a tackle the whole game.
So it wasn't like a freestyle play.
No,
it was.
So
they actually
they got the play
trained that.
and they were like, just give it to Thurston.
Yeah.
And he got it. And I remember Cozzo come running out to tackle him, and he ducked, and Cozzo went straight over the top.
Yeah.
And that's what I mean. Like, so he hadn't missed a game, like a tackle all game, and then misses that tackle.
Yeah.
And then just as Adam Blair comes to grab him, he passes it. Yeah. And then it just all was shambles. So like, it was just little things like that.
Yeah.
But then even like 3 or 4 sets before, like we got them right down in their end bar, 4th tackle deep in the thing. And I think it was Dozer, Benny Hunt again. It's like spear tackled the center, and they fucking kick it to get them down there. So that's the thing. It's little things, it's little moments of footy that gets it. So like, yes, that was the moment that everyone always remembers, and they'll always remember that's why we lost it. But we could have won it 10 minutes before.
100%. Not giving them that opportunity to run it in for that last few minutes.
Exactly, like just little things like that.
So okay, well, we're running out a little bit of time today, but I just want to quickly touch on last season and what that was like for you. Obviously, mid-year we had they actually cancelled the NRL for a few weeks and said, with moving all the teams up, gratefully enough for you, they moved everybody to Queensland. You boys are already up here. So it probably didn't have as much impact. Like you didn't have to stay in hotel quarantine or anything like some of the other players did. But what was that experience like for you last season as opposed to the seasons before?
Yeah, so obviously everything was normal. Then round 2, we'd get this phone call.
It was round 2, was it?
Round 2.
Fuck.
If we'd just been pumped 2 weeks in a row.
Because it was always a thing whether they're going to start it, and it was sort of like a little bit iffy.
Oh, so wait, is this last year or when it first happened? No, so that's the year before. So it wasn't last year that we first got COVID. That was
that would be 2 years ago.
2 years ago. But anyway, just a little start. So round 2, we get this phone call on the Monday. Hey boys, don't worry about coming into training. NRL's cancelled. Like the NRL's closed down and we're like, what the fuck? Like, how can you close down the NRL? This is crazy. And then I think it was 4 weeks. So we're out for a month. Not allowed to train, not allowed to do anything with the team. Like everyone was in lockdown, so we weren't allowed to leave the house or anything. And then 4 weeks later, we get this phone call. It's all right, boys. So we've got permission. We're going to lock off the field to everyone. We're only allowed to go to and from training and essentials only. That's it. So we're like, all right, sweet. So we get through that year. It was like we fly down on charter flights the day of the game rather than the day before. Fly straight home on the charter flight. Sometimes like we'd get home.
They're private flights, right?
Literally private Allianz flights. So we'd literally get on a plane at 10 o'clock and we'd get home at midnight. Sometimes I wouldn't be getting into bed because we'd have to fly into Brisbane because the Gold Coast airport closes at 10.
Yeah.
We'd have to fly into Brisbane and I'd be getting home at 2 o'clock in the morning after a game, bro. Like stuff like that. So we got through that year and we finished off the year really well. I think we won the last 5 in a row.
Yeah, yeah.
And then so we kind of knew what was going to like what we were in for last year.
Yeah.
But yeah, like we were lucky that we didn't have to obviously go into hotel quarantine. But I actually think that was almost a negative because for us, like when we would go to training and we train and stuff like that, yes, we got to go home, but we're stuck at home.
Yeah.
We like, you look at the other clubs, like some of the other clubs, like Melbourne on the sunny coast, like everyone's like, oh, poor Melbourne, like the Storm, like Melbourne itself, 100% devastating. But Melbourne, they're away from home, it is what it is, which was 100%. But they're in the hotel, they had all their families, they had private like units, basically, apartments.
Yeah.
They had a golf course. They had cafe. They had a private beach.
Yeah.
So they got to. It was almost like a mini. Like, it was like a year holiday.
Yeah, fully.
With their families and stuff like that. So,
yeah.
it was shit that they were moved away from their home.
But
and
it probably
did so
helped
much
a lot
for us.
of
But
them.
it kind of because they got to bond
Yeah,
together
exactly.
every day.
Team chemistry, that's the biggest thing.
They ate together. They every breakfast, lunch, and dinner. They were always together. So that it was mad. Like, and their families were involved, which is like fantastic. So then they were bonded, and it was just like they were all there together all the time. When we went home, we only seen each other at training, and then we were at home. So then like life was hard, because we were always at home, and like the kids couldn't leave. The wife was stuck at home.
Well, I was listening to Bloke in a Bar's podcast. Shout out to Denning Kemp, and he had Reed Marnie on, and he was talking about his experience, and he was like, "Bro, we were playing like FIFA tournaments 3 nights in a row." And people were buying in, and they're playing poker at nights, and because they could still be within, they'd just go next door. They'd organise one bloke's unit. And he said it would get a little bit annoying, but it's no different to anywhere else.
That's what I mean. So for me, I would have probably preferred to pack my family up and go and stay in the hotel. And do the life like that for a year and be with the team and stuff like that, because like we're just like locked down. You couldn't go and get a coffee. You couldn't go and do anything, bro. So like at least
unless you're who was it signing in different names? Somebody was signing in as it might have been. Oh, I don't want to throw anyone.
Paul got
So
he got down at a coffee shop.
Yeah,
and then
that's
he got
right.
down at a barbecue. Remember?
The infamous barbecue.
Yeah, but the boys kind of we just kind of got on with it. I think.
Yeah.
Like we started the season off really well, and when it all kind of went to shit and everyone had to move up here, I think we handled it pretty well. Like I think we lost a couple of games there.
There was only a few here and there,
but it was still probably too inconsistent for what we would have liked to. Like we would have liked to have not been going into that semi. Fuck, we need this team to lose and we need to win by 12. All this sort of shit. Like it was crap, but it was so good to
Bro, my missus sits there and does all the maths. I'm like, she looks at it almost like round 2, round 3. She's like, fuck, the boys are back down the bottom again this year. And I'm like, Charlotte, it's 3 rounds into the year. Finals don't start, come into fruition until like mid season. You don't need to worry or whatever. But same thing, coming up to that last part of the season, she's going, fuck, I don't think the boys are going to do it. It was like we had to win. We had to win one game to stay alive, and we lost it. And I think it was the next week we lost another one, and it was like we had
to beat Newcastle.
Yeah,
because they were.
It was like 2 points in a day.
They were on the same points at that stage, but it pushed them up.
Yeah,
but then we needed someone to lose, and they lost, so we were lucky.
Yeah,
and then when I think it was the last one we needed to beat Newcastle, we didn't, and then there was another one the next week that we lost again. But I think the Warriors lost, and then we had to play them the next week to get in, but we had to beat them by 12.
Yeah,
they were done. They couldn't make it.
Yeah, and we
were like, oh fuck, like what are we in for? Because like there's nothing more dangerous in the NRL than a team that's got nothing to play for.
Yeah, true.
Like, honestly, and the amount of times we look at that Broncos when I debuted, we had nothing to play for, but we're just going to play footy and we beat them by 40. And things like that. Or you go and watch a team, a coach gets sacked, and that team that hasn't won a game all year goes and wins by 50 points. Against like a Melbourne. Or something,
you see it happen all the time.
Yeah. So there's nothing worse. So we were like, fuck, what are we in for? And they've got stars. They had stars everywhere.
On paper, they've got one of the best teams in the comp.
100%. So,
and even lone players where it's like, oh, fuck, why not?
Right. I'm going to take him.
Yeah. Find a spot on him. Spot for him.
Yeah. So we're like, all right, what are we in for? And I knew we had the team and the rights to do it. We just had to turn up. Yeah. And I knew from the dressing sheds that the way the boys walked in, they handled themselves, that we were on.
Unreal.
And that we were going to win. And I just remember straight away.
I think Fifi scored 3 or 2.
We were in their fucking head straight away.
Yeah.
We're just rolling for them. And I think we put a bit of
clinic especially towards the end there. Yeah. That was one of my favorite games of the season. Yeah. For many reasons, I was there in the crowd in the pouring down rain. But
did it rain?
It started to well, at least it was raining towards the end of it because I remember us having to move up the back of the stands underneath the shelves, underneath the shelter. But obviously there was a bit of a beef on a bit of a biff on the field, an infamous biff, and fuck, the media ran with it, didn't they? They were making odds. Sportsbet were making odds and everything.
I know.
So Yeah, like I think we might have touched on it the last podcast, but obviously there was a altercation with you and Matt Lodge.
Yeah.
Just give our listeners a bit of an insight to how it unfolded and why it ended up the way that it did.
Yeah. So me and Lodge have just always gone at it. Like obviously he was the young kid coming through the Bronx when I was there, and I left to come here, and he came from out of Redcliffe when he got his NRL accepted to be able to come back after what he went through to be able to play, come back into the NRL, and obviously, me being ex-Bronco, he being the new Bronco, he was trying to always do the whole, blah, blah, and there's always words always on the field. Yeah, like off the field.
And opposite front rower as well, so you're 100%. Always targeting your opposite
that's
man.
what I mean. Like, I hate Hardgraves on the field. Well, straight away after the game, we're shaking hands and let's go have a beer, Probably wouldn't do it with Lodgy, but
I'll blast you afterwards.
Well, but what I've heard and know of him, like he's a good guy, and he's been through a lot and things like that.
Yeah.
And we've got the same manager, so and there'd been heaps of talk about me and Lodgy having fights and stuff like that. And he said something after the first one. He tackled me and he did something. He fucking swing an arm me, and I pushed him, and we got a penalty. I stayed down a bit, and I got a penalty. And he goes, "Fuck, let's go in the car park after, and we'll go." I said, "Fuck that, let's sign the contract. And we'll go and get it somewhere. I'll get paid to do
Is that where that quote comes from? I'll sign the contract.
I'll sign the contract.
So you actually said that 100%.
To him. I said, speak to Georgie Rose, sign the contract, and let's go. I'll get paid for it. We're gonna fight you in the car park, you idiot, like that. And then it was just heated from there. Like anything that happened that I did.
Oh, so that was pre-altercation,
that was the thing that kicked it off.
Yeah.
And then
because I felt that there was a whole lot more. Like it was like, fuck, the boys are getting into it now.
Then my team lifted for me and that for us, and theirs was like where it's all shitty. And then the crowd, because then the crowd can feel it, and the crowd's going ballistic, and we run this play. It might have been like 2-3 sets later, and Peach threw this ball pretty early, and Lodge come out of nowhere and just hit him late as. And I think I played the ball, and everything kept going, but you just see me gapping from the other side, just come fucking flying over, and I just pushed him. And we were just going at it, and then all of a sudden, I just see this big, lanky Kiwi, Kane Evans, come jumping over and just throw this punch.
And he did it 2 weeks earlier agasts Will Chambers.
2 weeks earlier. He got suspended for it. Coming through the next time.
And I swear he had only just run on the field as well from being an interchange.
First game back.
Fuck it.
And he threw this punch, and it just missed my head, bro. And me and Lodge were just going at it, and because I'm mates with Kane.
Yeah.
And I said to him, he come up and he literally grabbed me and cuddled me. He's like, "I'm so sorry." I'm like, "Why'd you do that, you idiot? Like, you're going to get suspended again."
This is for a lone player, bro. It's not even on your team.
And he goes, "I'm so sorry. I just had a brain snap." I was like, "Oh, my God."
I did not know who I was, bro.
And then obviously it all just, kicked off. Like, Lodgy got sent off, and he was fingering, giving the finger to the crowd. I got sent off and blah, blah, blah. And it was getting, applauded. And then the media just ran with it heavy. And I remember I got a phone call that night, or it might have been the next day, I can't remember, from my manager. He's like, "Mate, his wife's rang me, we don't want any fights or anything like that." I was like, it's fine. So, what happens on the first days on the field? That's just how it is with me. It was sweet. And like I said, the few times I've met him off the field, he's been pretty cruisy, good guy. And then about 10 minutes later, I get the phone call from Georgie Rose. Straight away. He goes, "Oh, well, we got a..."
I can't get through to Matt Lodge, but...
He goes, "Oh, well, would you be keen to fight again?" I was like, "I knew this was coming." He goes, just on the 14th, of November, we got Tim Zoo and that fighting again. It'd be a big, here on the coast, and obviously you being the Gold Coast boy, it'd be fucking perfect to have you here, blah, blah. And he's like, "Would you be keen to fight?" I was like, "Yeah, I'll be keen to fight. Who do you want me to fight?" He goes, "Oh, we'll get a list together." And then he goes, "Do you want to fight Matt Lodge?" Straight away, I knew it was coming. I was like, "You don't even have a list. You just want me to fight
Your
him."
list is Matt and Lodge.
And he's just like, "Oh." So I told him, my manager's rang, and his wife doesn't want to do it. And obviously my wife didn't want to do it either because, with
footy players
and stuff like that. And I was like, so I just said, "Look, I'll fight, but get someone else. I'm not going to fight him." And it ran for about a week and a half, but I think I've heard that quote, sign the contract. I should have TM'd it or put it on NFT or something like that.
Do you get people yelling shit out?
All the time. Sign the contract, or everybody,
What's the most common, like just someone yelling shit out their car or something at you, or just
Just you suck.
Oh,
Or Titans suck. Or, I love it though. Being a front row, I can stand off the kickoff, bro. Like I'm the closest one to the crowd. And then when it's always that opposite side, you just hear them like going at you.
I was always wondering, can they hear me?
Bro, 100, they're like, you fat fuck. You're going to get smashed, Wallace. You're a bum, all this. And I just turn around and laugh and like blow kisses and stuff like that.
So good.
But then there kind of turns on it, and then they start like joking around with you and stuff rather than just hammering me.
Yeah.
Like I interact with them.
Yeah,
and like I walk
that's
back
awesome.
and I give them the thumbs up and I'm like, oh,
like
I can't hear. I can't hear like that. Like,
that's
or like I've like half pulled my decks down sometimes and the crowd's like, just mucking around like because they're just there to enjoy footy too. And so many people like that spray us and that. Like at the game and that you go around after the field and they're the first person to shake your hand and say hello and blah blah. It's the keyboard warriors and that we don't like.
100. It's funny like you because I was literally just thinking it then. What brings me back to that game when I was sitting in the crowd because we knew each other by that stage and I was like, so I'm going like, fuck. Get him, Joe! Get him! Fuck him up! Like just that, like I was that many beers deep, and I remember just going off. I was having the best time. It was so funny, and I was making myself laugh, and I don't usually do that. And fucking, like I said, we had to move up to another section, so we moved up to another section, and we sat right in front of this row of Kiwis, bro. And I forgot that they were there by the time that all kicked off. So I'm just fucking going off, and then they're like, yeah. I'll fucking meet you in the car park, G. Shut the fuck up, G. I'll fuck you up. And I was just like, that's what a coincidence that Matt Lodge said to you, I'll meet you in the car park. And then I was like, these cunts are fucking meeting up behind the scenes. This is their go-to.
That's what I mean. Like, there's no
it's all
room
fun
for that in footy.
Yeah. And like what I was saying, it was all just like, it wasn't anything offensive to, I'm Kiwi. So like, I'm not going to go, I'm not going to go anything offensive against Kiwis. It was more just, the
Titans
Warriors.
Warriors.
Exactly. So, but it was like I said, it stands out. And then obviously the big game, the big finals game last year, unreal. I remember watching it, bro. I was at Club Burley, and I remember seeing you make the break, and it was like dying stages as well. And I'm just going, go. And I thought you had him, eh?
So did I, bro.
I thought you had him, and I just remember dropped to my knees because did you cough it up?
Nah,
you played
I just got tackled.
Okay, good man. I was just like, oh no. And then obviously I only had to wait a couple of minutes, and you did it again fell over
that second half.
Fell on the try line.
The ball just popped up to me, and I just scored. I was lucky, but I thought I had him too. I don't know, honestly. It was 30 something minutes in the stint, so I was pretty cooked, but. Not saying that if it was 5 minutes, I probably still would have got run down anyway. I just remember looking at the scoreboard, Brad, and thinking I've got plenty of time. Like I was just about to come off my right foot and kind of swerve. Yeah. And I think I told in the last podcast, was running just as I went to do it, I got tackled. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, I had heaps of time. I was looking at it, and they're like, "Oh, sorry, mate. The big screen's 2 seconds delayed."
And it's not usually.
Nah, probably not.
Just don't make those sorts of breaks very often.
Nah, and I was like, "Fuck!" So I was like, "Oh, that's what got me." Like, because I would have just started doing it early, but it was only like that. I was looking at that I even noticed it coming. Like, but it was obviously it's not meant to be. And got the second one.
So this year, no looking up at the scoreboard.
Just go for it.
Go for
just
it, bro. Pin the ears back.
Nah, you're probably
bro. Everyone's 20 meters back, and you're just doing swerves the whole time. What the fuck are you doing?
No, you're probably thinking because I did a charge down against the Broncos. I think like a year before or 2 years before, and I made that big break when McCulloch run me down, man. When he hit it, and that's when the ball flung out. And my hands and my eyes were just like, no. And I was so fucked that I literally stood up. I looked down down the sideline, and the coach was like, "Do you want to come?" And I'm like, "Yes, yes, I do." Thumbs up. I just walked straight off the field. I was so cool.
Fuck.
But, it was good to play some finals. Like we have such a young and inexperienced team to get there and play that caliber of game. Because it was fast, it was physical, it was good, and it only kind of bring that they experience that into this year, and I think it'll really help us
Yeah.
get further on. And
we're really looking forward to it.
Yeah.
100. Well, I think we'll get you back on to before the season starts, obviously, and then and we'll talk about this season, because I did have that on for today, but we'll talk about this season on the next potty.
Yeah, get on and talk a bit of Origin. That
100. Well, I did have that in there. Are you going to try and, is that a goal for yours of 2022 is to make a rep side?
Oh, for me, it's always like if I'm playing, I wanted to play last year bad. Like, and I thought I was playing good enough to get picked again, but didn't. But it's one of those.
It's hard
things
when you're going up against Moe.
Yeah,
Moe,
right.
Big Tino and fucking
prick
solid.
taking my spot. So I give it to him all the time too. But just being able to play good footy at the club is only going to make my chances better. So it doesn't really worry me. If it happens, it happens. Like, I'm lucky enough now to I played 6 Origins and got to do all that. But I would never say no to another jersey. That's for sure.
Unreal. All right, my bro. So earlier on in the week, we got on our Instagram socials and asked the viewers for some fan questions. Oh. So I've got a couple of them here, bro. Yeah. We'll start off.
It's going to be good.
It's going to be good. I'm looking forward to this. So, excuse me. Liam Jono, that's Blakey's little brother. He wants to know who the hardest hitter in the league has ever been and who's currently.
Hardest hitter. Well, you can't go past guys like Sonny Bill,
Sam Burgess.
I'd say Burgess. For sure. Like, he could hit, man. But these days, it's young guys like Victor Radley. Yeah, bro, he can chop a fella in half. Like, he's just mong strong, eh? He's not tall, but he's pretty thick. But bro, you run straight at him, he'll cut you in half.
Yeah, fuck.
And he can whack. But Sammy Burgess, fuck, he could put a shot on when he wanted to, and he was just aggressive. He was hard. Benny Teo. Holy, bro, I seen him backflip some guys. Fucking pretty much this young kid for the West Tigers debuted against us one year. And he took it off the kickoff, and it was when you could still shoulder charge. Benny shoulder charged him, backflipped him, and he was unconscious off the kickoff. So knocked him clean out in his debut. And I think he might have busted his neck or something. Fucking wristled him. So Benny Teo, bro, he could whack. But, and then you got guys, Big Sammy Thaiday just used to have the perfect technique. Mitchell Dodds, I used to play with him. I remember picking my first year, we were playing in a post session, and there was guys Thaiday Park and that. I was like, I'm not going to run there. I'll pick this other guy. He looks like a bit of an unco, Pick him out, and he fucking cut me straight in half, bro. And then they're like, don't run it here. I was like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
So
who the fuck do I run it then?
Right. So I didn't run it him again. But,
cool. Well, what about somebody running at you? Like, obviously, you've spoken about guys, the big tall guys. Then you got the the steppy guys like Kalen Ponga. But when you see some cunt running straight at you, and you go, "Oh fuck," or
I'm thinking, "Fuck yeah."
Yeah, okay.
Let's go, baby.
He's changed.
It's me or you.
Yeah, okay.
So I love.
Well, who's the biggest test that you're looking forward to if you look up and he's coming at you?
Nah, just I just always my opposite number. Front row. Yeah. If he's coming at me, bro. If I can dominate my other front row or the other front rowers, I know that was my job done. For my team and things like that. But you look at big Georgie Burgess and Thomas Burgess. They're huge. They're big boys. They're dead straight runners. Who else you got? Big Nelson. Solomon from Melbourne, bro. Fuck, he's a big boy. Yeah. He's probably not one that I'm sitting there going, it's you or me.
Yeah.
I'm probably thinking, it's definitely you, but I'll do my best. I remember it was last year too. He was coming off the kickoff, bro. And I was standing in front of him, and Eson Masters got put in. He's a our center, one of our centers, and he got put in the back row. And I'm like, fuck. You know exactly where Nelson's coming. And I'm like, I can't let him run over him. So I'm going to have to just fucking throw myself at him here. And just as we kicked off to him, and he was probably only about 15 metres away, they passed him the ball and he dropped it. And I was like, thank fuck for that. The gods were looking after me, because it's not that because he's big and things like that. He's just got these big bumpers. Yeah. And he just gets the elbows out, bro. He's just a big body. What
about a prime Jason Taumalolo?
he's awkward
Once
to
again,
tackle.
just great, like
Because
so,
he's so strong, but like you've seen how fast he is,
and his footwork.
His footwork's
Yeah.
unreal. Like he's
Yeah.
broke my ankles many times on the field, bro.
Yeah,
You know,
so
like,
subtle way.
Yeah,
Like not
yeah.
big whacks, but
Nah.
just like change direction last minute.
just so powerful and fast. Like, but yeah, Jason, I hope for him. Like he had a bit of a quiet season last year.
100%.
I hope he comes back because watching him is just incredible.
Yeah,
yeah, like,
by
and he's
far.
like 2 years younger than me. I think he's only a young kid. Yeah, so.
Fuck.
I love watching him play.
You know, my favorite hit ups were Fooey Fooey.
Yeah. Have I ever told you the story about Fooey?
Nah.
So, bro, I can't remember. It might have been the year that they made the GF. So, he's like fresh off the boat, fresh. Like, you can't understand him. Anyway, so he was at training one day and they were training and he's ripping in. And it got 10 minutes in, and Fooey takes his shirt off and his GPS off, starts walking off, walks the thinger. And the week before, or the weeks before, he'd only been coming off the bench and playing 10, 15 minutes here and there. And the coach goes, Fooey, what are you doing? He goes, Fooey played 10 minutes, Fooey trained 10 minutes. And everyone just lost it apparently. But like, who
Was
the
he
fuck?
dead serious?
Dead serious, bro. He walked off and didn't come back to training. So apparently, like the story like of that, like everyone just lost it and was just like, well, no one's gonna mess with him.
No
Fuck that. Like you
way.
can do what you want, bro.
That's
like,
hilarious.
Yeah.
So was he making his debut? Like, was that his debut
Nah,
season?
that was just
That was just when
it
he
might
was.
have been like the last year, or second last year that he played. Like,
Yeah,
he was just,
okay.
like, had the balls to do. I suppose he's always had the balls. He's a gun.
Yeah,
But the only man to ever rock Fooey was fucking Sam Burgess.
yeah, really.
Bro, Google it. 17 years old, playing in England before he even come here. And Fooey, it was New Zealand-England test, actually.
Yeah.
And Fooey was coming off the back fence like he does, like when he was prime Fooey. And Burgess would have only been, I think he was 18 or 17 or 18
I
playing
think
for
I've
England,
seen
and
this.
backflipped
Yeah.
him, bro.
Fuck.
Yeah, and that's what like they said, like who do you, like, you know, what do you want to do? Like, what do you do when you want to start Fooey? Send in Sam Burgess.
Yeah,
Because he
yeah,
backflipped
that's-
him. Like, I was like, fuck. So.
That's unreal. Young Josh Dawson just wants to know quickly where the Titans will end up this year.
Yeah, like I said earlier in the podcast, I think the experience we had from the last 2 years and then going on last year to play finals and things like that, I think, our expectation is nothing less than finals again. But I really think we have a top four
Yeah.
to push for top four.
Yeah.
For sure. You know, we got young Toby Sexton,
Yep.
AJ and Jaden Campbell
Yep.
doing a whole preseason together, so they'll be our main spine.
100.
And if we can keep them on the field, fit, healthy,
Yeah.
playing every week and just build that connection,
Yeah.
like you've seen our forward pack,
Yep.
that's not going to probably change,
No.
but we get experience from like Isaac Liu and who else you got in there? Young Will Smith from
Yep.
Para. He'll come in.
Fuck, he's so
play
underrated,
14,
man.
100%. So yeah, we've only got more experience and better,
Yeah.
as we've gone. So
Yeah.
like,
And I think that's a really exciting thing to think about as well is the future that we've got too. You named Brimo, Jaden Campbell, and Toby Sexton,
Yeah.
all like fucking in the early
Yeah.
20s, bro.
yeah, and they're all like they've all just signed new 3 to 5 year deals.
Fuck, unreal.
Um,
They've all grown
Mo-
up sort
Mo
of together as
Fodawaker
well.
just signed a new 3-year deal.
Yeah.
You know, Davey's still got
Tino
another year or
signed
two.
4.
Tino just signed 4 or 5.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
the future of the club's
Yeah.
it's mad.
It's in good hands.
real good hands with the young players that we've got. So.
Yeah.
It's good.
Unreal. All right, your mate AJ Ellis, he wants to know what the worst box of cards you've ever opened is. If you can.
I don't know. Like I've always been pretty. I feel like because I've only really opened with you, box wise. I've only really opened boxes like with you.
Yeah.
And we've always been pretty lucky.
Yeah,
I've always
100, especially
had
when we
some.
go big. Like, if we're
Yeah.
like, should we do it?
Yeah,
It's,
like
yeah.
like that.
The
what was it?
Obsidian.
The Obsidian.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
where it was gonna be shit house, and then we pulled the Luca.
Yeah.
And the last card.
Yeah.
Like last week, like we just
Yeah, with the baseball.
we're just like fuck. Let's just open some
Some
baseball, bro.
blasters.
I'd be mad. And we pulled
Had
like
a patch auto card.
patch auto card
Yeah.
and then another patch.
Yeah.
And just some
Multiple.
fucking multiple mad cards.
yeah.
Like I think we've just always been lucky. Like I'm gonna touch wood because I don't want to
yeah,
stop.
yeah,
You know?
me
But
too.
obviously I've gone into some razzes and
Yeah.
you pay $10-15 or whatever and never get nothing. Or
Yeah.
gone into just a couple.
Breaks. And
breaks
is probably his biggest one.
breaks is
Yeah,
probably
yeah.
the one. Like I think my first few, which
Your first
suckered me in.
100. You're hitting autos
everything,
and fucking good teams, everything.
My first ever like auto was that Trey Lance card. Remember the
Oh,
number
yeah,
to
the
5,
NFL,
like the
yeah,
NFL
yeah,
like
yeah.
that, and then what was my?
You also got the Isaiah Stewart, but there was I think there was 2 or 3 autos in that break, and they all went to you.
And they all went to me, and that's what sucking me in. Got me a beauty, you know what I mean? So I've always been lucky, but I think the breaks are probably what, you always
hit and miss
with that for sure.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
It's just the fact of being in it, the feeling of like just. What am I going to get? And the banner with the boys on YouTube and having a bit of a chat and just being amongst it. Like I've loved the hobby ever since I've been in it.
Yeah,
like,
so good.
I've loved it, and I've loved that. Like from what we've posted on his socials and that, like the Titans boys are getting in. Like Brian Kelly today was asking me about him.
Oh, bro.
Tino's been in. Sammy Mack, like come from nowhere and he started buying Greggy Marzoo, all the boys that
on the
done WhatsApp with. So. I love that. Just like everyone, once you start the hobby, you enjoy it. So that's what I find, bro. Yeah, you fucking you spend $100 or $700.
Here and there.
It's just the fact of just having the fun with
getting
it.
in it.
And like my favorite part is like sitting in here and breaking it with all the boys. Like when we broke the National Treasure box. You know what I mean? I got fucking nothing.
Yeah.
Paid $700 or whatever and got nothing, but that was fun.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the experience of it and stuff like that. That was
and we had a couple of questions as well come through as to like what you were going to do post footy and stuff. And I think based on how enthusiastic you just heard him talk about box breaks, he ain't leaving, baby. He'll win a premiership at the Titans and then bring it into the shop, and it won't leave the shop.
Fucking oath, and we'll rip out the wall for next door, and we'll just expand.
That's
it. Like I love coming down and just meeting all the people that come in to buy cards, and everyone's always so welcoming, and I love that. Every now and then I'll walk in, there'll be a couple of Jarrod Wallace cards there, and people have like left to sign, and like I said, the banner on YouTube and stuff like that, and just the whole hobby is. It's
been an absolute journey so far, bro, and it's only the beginning. It's only been fucking 3 months or something. So
I literally COVID this year. It hasn't been very long. So.
Nah, it's I'm really looking forward to it, bro. So I got a question from Kiara. You might know Kiara. She wants to know who your favorite cousin is.
No.
Kiara.
It's Kiara. It's Kiara. But so you remember Connor? Who also got me into the hobby with you. Like that's
shout out to Connor.
Connor. So that's like her
brother.
So I'm gonna say like obviously Kiara. Maybe Connor because he got me in the honor because he got me into the. He got me into the hobbies. Yeah,
unreal. Mickey Plante, he wants to know, and I want to know too, who is your favourite, Benny or Blakey?
Nah, you know my boy is.
Yeah, Blakey. Nah.
I love that little 4S fucker.
Yeah.
He's the only one that got in the ice bar with me.
That's it. I think that's what we got to look at is like, me and you have a good old time. Obviously, we've got a lot of things in common, and we do a lot of things, but poor old Blakey gets stitched up every time, eh?
He always does. But like we've asked Blakey come out for a drink and hang out with us and stuff like that, and he always just hangs out with the missus.
He's got his priorities.
He does. He's a smart man. He knows where his where his bread's buttered. So, but I love the both of you. But I think just because from the day I followed the shop on
you've
Insta,
dealt with me.
I've dealt with you, and we've just come fucking real good mates. So
100. Nah. Yeah. Alrighty. That one answered. That's answered there. We might trademark it and put it on a shirt. It's done.
Which we're gonna get.
We're never gonna ask that question again.
Get this shit. We'll get some fucking mad shirts. So we'll get that done.
100.
My favourite's Benny.
Yeah. And he gets a 1 of 1 shirt that says that.
Yeah. 100.
James from Coffs. He wants to know. And all of us want to know actually what happened in the under-13s grand final. And in brackets he put 63-0.
I don't remember, but I don't know if it's because like when it's either a bad memory that you've blocked it out, or it was a good it was just so young, But like, what was the how did he say the question? Like, did we lose? Because I don't even remember playing an under-13s going for.
Yeah, what happened? So
I don't know.
So you'll have to come back to us. I think.
I might have to send him a message.
And we'll rebuttal that.
We'll put it on the next podcast.
Exactly.
I do remember playing a grand final, which I think we lost, and we did play Coffs Harbour, and which might have been that one. I just remember they just had I went to Coffs Harbour High, and all the guys that I went to school with played for Coffs Harbour, and I played for Sawtell, and I remember we played them in the grand final, and they were guns like that. team that we had, like Tim Metcher, the front rower against me, is now playing in America, Union, like gun.
Yeah.
All the boys are just weapons back then.
Yeah.
And then we played them in the under-16s grand final. They're the exact same team, and we smoked them. So, and I remember that. I remember.
There he goes. He remembers that. So, yeah. But yeah, maybe come back to us with that, and we'll rebuttal it on the next potty.
Yeah.
We're gonna jump back. So Mickey McIntyre, shout out to Mickey, your boy. Mickey messaged through. He wants to know where his $250 is from his NFL fantasy.
I've told you, it's been a tough year. Been a tough few months, and it was a donation to the boys. And I'll get you. What about that? 2 from 2.
I know.
He's
banned from the MMA one.
Yeah, has to be. He must just sit up there in North Queensland and just fucking do so much. But
he listens to podcasts and does the research, follows all the social pages, but whatever he's doing it right.
No, it's funny because then you go and watch all the other boys. Like there was weeks where there's guys had 2 players out because they would forget to look that week and they were injured or they didn't play.
I know.
Where Mickey always had the perfect team every week and he was just chasing that cash.
100. So, he won't let that go either, so we'll have to sort him out.
Well, also, don't worry, Corey Thompson, he's been fucking chasing me too for his $100. I don't even think he paid, but he's still chasing the $100 to get second. So.
Oh, it's so funny. Yeah. But no, that was really good fun. And for anybody that wants to get involved with any fantasy league moving forward, we're going to do comps for NRL. We do comps for NFL. We're starting up an MMA one. And once again, you can find all that on our socials. Yeah. The last question that we got from the fans, brother, is we got a question from SlimeBuff007. And this is one of my favorite questions that we've got. So he wants to know, you're stuck on an island. Yep. Name one teammate you'd take with you and one teammate you wouldn't.
One teammate...
take with you on a deserted island.
And what about if it's the same person? So Brian Kelly, he's Aboriginal. He's he goes back to Lismore. Doesn't wear shoes. He's one with the land. I reckon he'd be really smart at building a house, a hut, or finding food. He's real bush. Yeah, real bush. He loves the bush and that sort of thing. But I also think he'd be the worst one because he's like a little prankster and he'd be fucking scaring you the whole time. He'd be jumping out of the bush or he'd be throwing snakes on you or something like that. It'd be probably that or something like big Sam Lasoni or Herman Essiesi. You get a little bit of food. Yeah, they'd eat it all on you. They wouldn't share it. Or they'd probably end up eating you because they're too hungry. So, but for sure, I reckon. Maybe go Brian to be with. Yeah. And stay away from the big boys when it comes to that. They get hungry. So.
I was going to say don't invite Paul Vaughan because he loves a barbecue, but he might get up to a little bit too much over there.
Too much mischief.
All right, my man. I've got a couple of rapid fire questions for you. Just some random ones out of the blue. But if we were to open up your Spotify, what's the most embarrassing song we'll find on your playlist?
So I'm shocking, bro. I don't even have Spotify.
Oh.
And my kids go. So I think I've got Baby Shark.
Moana. Okay.
All sorts of
all
stuff.
The kids' music.
Yeah, and I literally
What do you listen to?
I like country.
Yeah.
But I like anything but that's not screamo.
Okay.
I just like good music that I can fucking get to and that if I'm just putting something on the car, I'll chuck the Apple Music on and just put depending on how I'm feeling, if I'm training, I'll go into workout track or
what's workout track? Hip hop or
it'll have Drake and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, just a bit of
hype music.
So, that's why we're at training. We used to have to do everyone had to put their phone on every day for gym and it had to go for everyone, and I'd go and get one of the young boys' phone and put that on because I'm hopeless, bro. I wouldn't even know what's coming through my phone.
Fair.
The amount of music the kids just download. Lara, my oldest one, she'll just download and stuff. I get in the car with them and she takes my phone and she plays the music. You know what I mean?
She's the DJ. Yeah, she's the DJ. So you probably find some weird shit there.
Yeah, but she's a huge country fan, so all the music she plays is good.
You have a favorite country singer or country?
Oh, bro, you go to Darius Rucker, Wagon Wheel.
Full country,
Fuck yeah, chicken fry, bro.
Yeah. Oh, you know. The only ones that I sort of do, I have listened to in the past, the Georgia Florida line.
Yeah.
I really like them, but and then just over Christmas, the missus' parents, they have just fallen in love with fallen in love with country music.
Yeah.
So all Christmas long, it was just that on the Yui boom.
I was gonna say, otherwise we're gonna have to barbecue up, bro.
Yeah.
I'll try to come over home. We'll smoke a fucking big brisket, and I'll get some country on for you.
Hey, sure. It sounds a plan. Yeah. All right. Do you have a pre-game music that you listen to?
Same thing, really.
Same thing.
Yeah,
Gym music.
Gym music. Yeah. Bit upbeat, fucking. Bit of a mix thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, nothing like.
Nothing that's a ritual.
I'll just go through
whatever you're feeling.
Yeah. Or I'm shocking. Like I'll make one playlist and I like use it for the whole year. So I just know like everything just because I couldn't be fucked.
I got to I'll create a little playlist.
I was gonna say maybe because if anyone's got a Spotify that listens to doozy music, because I think you can link it. Can't you?
Yeah, you can actually share playlists.
Yeah, there you go. So I might start one and I'll just start listening to a playlist.
I think people can add songs on as well if you want.
Yeah, nice. There you go. So maybe we get
keep Lara away.
We'll get we'll get my Spotify cranking and we'll get the shop playlist.
And you watch, he's going to play even better this year.
Yeah, I'll be bouncing out my skin.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Favorite movie of all time, bro?
Oh, bro. Transformers.
Yeah, nice. Megan Fox.
Series, bro. Oh, Megan Fox.
New Divide.
Ooh.
Oh.
yeah. Harry Potter's.
Yeah, okay, big Harry Potter. Did you see the reunion one on the Netflix yet?
I thought it was a little bit boring.
It's a bit weird. Yeah, it was just like
wasn't
a movie,
I thought it was going to be like Friends reunion. Did you watch the Friends reunion?
Nah,
bro.
But I haven't even watched Friends, bro.
Oh my god, bro! You would fucking love it. It's unreal. But I thought it was going to be a bit like that. Okay. But, I've watched a little bit of it.
Yeah.
Any
series?
I'm a huge movie fan. I love going to the movies.
Yeah, sick.
Kicking back in the frozen Coke and a large popcorn.
You gold class?
Every now and
then. Gets
but
XCA. We went the other day. It was like $180 or something.
Yeah, because then I get roped into beef sliders and shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I love a good I love fucking a good movie.
Yeah, sick. Are you a series at all? Like, do you watch series on Netflix? Have you got that much time and patience?
Yeah, I watch a few.
Have you seen Afterlife with Ricky Gervais?
Nah, good.
Bruh, you have to go and watch it. It is fucking hilarious. And season 3 comes out tomorrow. Yeah. But have you seen there's a video floating around of and I'll ask the listeners, I'll advise the listeners to probably mute if you've got kids around because they're about to say something that I wouldn't usually say, but it's Ricky Gervais anyway. He's walking past a little preschool, and his nephew's getting bullied by this sort of
the
big
redhead kid.
Yeah, bro, that's what it's off.
The clip.
So that's what it's off. And anyway, he's like walking past, and then this little fat kid's like pedo. And he walks past and he goes, even if I was a pedo, I wouldn't be looking at you, you little ginger.
You little ginger cunt.
Yeah.
I've seen that that clip.
Oh, bro, so gold. But throughout that whole series, there's moments like that where you're just like, oh my God, I can't believe he just said that. I can't believe he just did that. Like there's this whole thing that he's got with the mailman, and he's always leaving his house every day, and it's like at the same time the mailman comes. And the mailman was like, he won't put it in his letterbox. He wants to hand it to him. And he's like, I don't want to take my mail with me everywhere I go. I want you to put it in my letterbox, and when I come back home, I'll take it back inside, sort of thing. And it happens almost every episode, and they just build this really fun relationship. It's really good. So it's Afterlife. I'll remind you as well because it's absolutely hilarious, bro.
Good.
Do you have a favorite athlete of all time? Like, who do you look up to in the terms of the sports professionalism?
Back in the day, bro, footy player and that, I used to love like Big Shane Webke, Big Petro. I never used to watch any other sports really.
Okay.
And even footy back in the day, I was always playing. Because I got 2 younger brothers. I were always and a sister, and she'd even play too. We would play knee footy, so I couldn't tell you,
on the carpet.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you who until I was like 15, 16, who would then a real player was.
Are your brothers big? Like as big as you?
No, I'm definitely the biggest out of all of us. My middle, my sister, she's just normal, kind of average. Then my younger brother Logan, he's quite tall and thin. He's a bit like my granddad, and then my other one, bit shorter, stocky.
So everyone wasn't keen to play knee rugby, but you, just like
100%.
No one, I swear it was harder to tackle them because you couldn't take the legs.
Nah, exactly,
you couldn't take the knees.
Chop them in half,
All upper body strength.
Sure.
That's funny. All right, my man, that will take us through to the end of the podcast. What a recording it's been. We've gone a lot longer than I thought, but it's almost 2 hours, bro. That's
2
longer
hours?
than me and Blakey.
Holy,
well done.
You have to do a part 1, part 2.
Nah. This is getting pumped out 2 hours straight to the ears, baby.
Yeah, good.
But for anybody that wants to keep up to date with our good friend Jarrod Wallace here, make sure you head over to his Instagram. It's just at Jarrod Wallace.
And Jarrod Wallace 8.
Oh, of course. I missed the 8 on the end there. You can't miss that 8.
Nah.
But start typing in Jarrod. It'll be one of the first ones that pops up.
That good looking one.
Yeah, that's it. So, you'll also find him on our live streams every Thursday through the Rip and Collect channel as well. Yeah, just quickly before we wrap it up, let's quickly shout out our trade day next Sunday.
Actually, come on down next week. I'll be here.
There you go.
Be careful. I'm bringing the kids. And, mate, my oldest one, Lara, she will rob you. I'm telling you.
She will.
Mate, the amount of boxes and cards she's opened. But she tried to
I'll give her a pack of I'll give her a card and she'll come back to me 2 minutes later with 5 more cards and say, I want to trade this one for this one.
And it was like,
and just give me nothing until I say yes.
Yeah, and it was like something like nothing. Like it was a nothing base card.
Yeah.
And she tried to take like the rookie Giannis or something. Or the rookie LeBron.
Yeah.
And she's so serious. She's like, I want that one.
And she will like make a bit of a scene if she doesn't get it. So
I remember. So then you had to give her like, I can't remember.
I gave her a pack of Ninja Turtles or something.
A little graded one, which was worth like $15, and it fucking made her day. And now she's probably more hooked than me in the hobby. Like she's ringing me right now, trying to get the link to the after the show. But so come on down. So like, bring your jerseys, Titans jersey, Queensland jersey,
any memorabilia,
bring it down. Have a feed and beer.
You
and
know,
I'll bring my cards and maybe
we should do a little giveaway where you bring something down. Whether it's an old headgear or something like that.
Yeah, I've got some. I've got some
last
training
year's
gear
boots
or
something.
Yeah, I got a jersey or something. Come on down and
that'll entice more people.
We'll do something. A little raffle.
All right.
Whoever gives me the best card can have the jersey.
Yeah, that's it. I like that. Okay, so guys, just a quick rundown on the trade days. So pretty much we host a trade day. And what that is that we have like-minded collectors all around the Gold Coast that come down, and they bring down their cards and collections of memorabilia, sports, Pokemon, Dragon Ball, whatever it might be, and they all get to network with each other, and they all get to trade away. If there's other big cards down there, they might have a big card themselves, and they want to get out of Pokemon and into NBA, or vice versa, and they can just make that transaction down at the trade day without there having to be any online inconveniences or checking surfaces or the condition of the card over a photo. You can actually see it there in person. So that's just one of the many things that we have going on. We've got a really great community that comes down. We have a lot of fun doing it.
You got some beers.
Yeah, we have some beers.
Is there food trucks this week?
I don't think we're gonna have food trucks this week.
Yeah, well, maybe I'll cook a sausage sizzle.
Tell them the sausage sizzle.
Mate, I love the sausage sizzle.
All right, okay.
We'll get a sausage
we'll get some country music on.
Country music, and we'll have the old Bunnings sausage sizzle down at Rip and Collect.
Keen. All right, so guys, that is down at 52 New Heath Drive in Arundel here on the Gold Coast. That is next Sunday, January the 23rd, between 12 p.m. and 4 p.m. Before anything else that you want to say, bro? Nah.
We've
said it all.
Yeah, I think so.
We'll save it all for the next podcast, guys.
Yeah. But just get on board. I think the more likes, more follows. Everything that we get on the podcast or even the YouTube channel and Insta, the more we get to obviously coming on board now as an ambassador. Like I get to be more a part of this stuff. So the more hype and the more fun we get to do.
The more that we can just keep doing it.
Yeah, like the more breaks we get to do, the more days we get to do.
I think that's because I always say I always say on the podcast, make sure you guys subscribe and all that sort of stuff. But at the end of the day, we can't do all this sort of stuff if we don't have subscribers and we don't have any viewers or we don't see any growth. So, at the moment especially, every time we see a new subscriber, that means the world to us. It really does. And it allows us to do this content creation. It allows us to do podcasts. It allows us to do box breaks.
What I like too is you and Blakey and the boys go for every Facebook comment, everything. So put your input. Ask if there's someone that you guys want to see in the hobby, or
definitely.
Titans or someone, fucking do it, and we'll see if we can get them in here to talk. I'll get the Ross dog in.
The more that people ask and everything, definitely.
We'll get them in and just get amongst it so we can do it more often.
100%. So, guys. thank you so much for listening to today's podcast, and thank you, brother, for
appreciate it,
coming on the potty. Absolute pleasure as always. And make sure that you guys go on and check out everything listed through the Rip and Collect website. We're just off to go do a box break. You can join that. They're listed every week on a Monday at 7 p.m. And until next time.
Let it rip.
Let it rip.
Let's go.
This podcast was brought to you by Rip and Collect. If you enjoyed the podcast and would like to listen to more episodes, please subscribe to our channels at the Coach Carter Podcast. You can also keep up to date with all of our box breaks, sports, and culture at ripandcollect.com. Let it rip.